going on, guys?
Just chilling. Low key Tuesday night. Nothing happening really. Just kidding.
Not trying to do anything too special with these. I just figured I'd start doing a late night stream. Give us all something to do. So I don't know about you guys, but with this winter season coming, I ain't got shit to do anymore. So here we are.
Well, Miss Dee Dee is throwing out a warning for you. She says, well, Misfit, you should just know if you leave the door open, we come inside.
All right. If anybody wants to come up too, let me know. I don't mind.
Myrtle says audio and video is good. Annette says snailed it, which is, that's how you know you've made it.
Good. Just kind of glad to see everybody here, man. Been around for a while. I kind of disappeared for a while. I got busy with work and everything, so I wasn't be around as much. But now I'm trying to be a little more involved. I'm a pretty reclusive person, so I'm trying to push myself out there a little bit more.
So for people who aren't familiar with you, tell us a little bit about your fish doings.
Well, I own an aquarium maintenance setup acquisitions business. Anything from fresh to saltwater. Anything from your common household 20-gallon tank to 10, 15, 20,000 gallon aquariums you see at the zoos and aquariums. And anything in between. I also do the same thing with reptiles. Yeah, do a lot of rescue and rehabilitation and stuff as well. Yeah, kind of it. I'm a single dad. I have a 2-year-old daughter. All I do is work and play with fish. So that's about it, really.
Dragon Lair says, Shanna will drag you out kicking and screaming, Misfits. And I do have questions, sir. Please believe.
Ask away.
One, fantastic wall hangings, especially the one immediately over the tank. Beautiful.
That's a Tool tapestry.
Tool, like Tool?
Yeah, the band.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
You got an old Deadhead poster way behind me there. Excision. It's a blanket, but I hung it up. I didn't want to ruin it, so. Yeah.
Very cool.
What else you got for me?
How long have you been keeping fish?
My entire life. My dad always kept fish and bred fish. He had breeding projects with clown loaches and stuff like that for the longest time. Bred snakes and kept snakes as well. So pretty much my whole life, really. Always just kind of had a natural affinity for it.
Nice. What was your first, that if you remember, what was your first tank?
20-gallon tank with a dojo loach, some goldfish, and an African claw frog.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. A little frog jumped the tank, and I found him one day in the hallway. He got squished. Poor little guy. Broke my heart.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've cried over a few fish tanks. Normally when something had gone catastrophically wrong and I walked back and found them covered in a thick, stinky foam.
Yeah, I recently had a 300-gallon saltwater tank crash on me because my return pump quit. And my backup didn't want to work. And yeah, lost about $3,000 worth in anemones and corals. I had a nice giant $600 piece of Duncan coral that just dead, gone, everything. How do I recharge myself? Hanging out on streams with you guys, to be honest. Besides hanging out with my daughter, I mean, I don't really have much time to get out and do as much stuff as I'd like, or have the time off as much. I do have that kind of business, but I work for myself. It's extremely hard to find people with the qualifications that I need. When you're working with 500 600 all the way up to $20,000 fish. You can't really afford to have somebody just to half-ass know what they're doing. So, um, and up here in northern Ohio, they're just very far and few between. Hell, if I could just hire somebody to do fucking water changes for me, would be a godsend. So, but not a whole lot of recharge time.
What do you think about the hobby in general? I like having an aquarium maintenance company, like you get to see a lot of what fish people, people who have aquariums and have you take care of it maybe aren't necessarily hobbyists like we are, but
It's difficult because personally, I have my own way of keeping tanks, right? And
mhm.
then from the business aspect, I have to be open to all of it. What you want, what they want, what that rich asshole wants, what the cheap bastard down the street wants. I have to work with it all, and I have to deal with it, and I have to put up with it. So to me, I don't know. It's kind of a tough question. As a whole, it's frustrating to be completely honest. Don't get me wrong, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but nobody can ever see eye to eye, and it's holding everybody back, and I see that a lot more than what most people would. And again, it sucks. So it's kind of where I stand on that issue.
And Steph from IHSP's Tank Tribe, which stands for I Hate Stupid People,
Hmm.
and she says, "How many tanks do you have?"
At home in this room right next to me, 13. I've got three in the other room. I've got a couple chameleon cages in the other room. I've got a boa in the other room as well. At that shop, um, 236 of them.
So 19 plus 236 is a lot.
Yeah. Um, I
It's
don't
like a
like using.
multi-tank scenario.
Yeah, mostly 75-gallon tanks. I don't really have. I have smaller tanks, just not very many. Yeah, gotta fuck down the tanks.
John the fisherman wants to know top fish, freshwater or salt.
I like both. I don't give a shit either way.
But what are your favorite fish?
My favorite fish, dojo loaches for freshwater, hands down, hands down. Saltwater, I really like. I had a carpenter's wrasse for a while, and that thing blew my mind. So I'm gonna have to go with the carpenter's wrasse for salt.
Nice. When you said that, I was thinking carpenter's rasp, like a rasp, the hand tool, and I
Yeah,
just imagined it floating in a tank. I'm like, that would be pretty sick.
yeah, it would be pretty. It'd be interesting. Yeah, they're pretty
Feel
neat.
like it would probably throw off the water chemistry with the metal. I don't know. Probably not. Not like
Maybe.
it's real seldom a good idea to take any of my ideas either seriously or literally.
Hey, I have shitty ideas sometimes too. Trust me.
Dee Dee says, "Oh, we can be friends. Dojos."
Oh, dojos are my
And
life, man. I have a tank in my living room that has 20 of them. They're all anywhere from half grown to full grown. That is my favorite tank on the planet. Every one of them will come up and play with you.
that is so cool. I love them. They are so derpy. I don't have any, but they're sick.
I'm a huge loach fan. I have 16 different species of loach that I've collected so far. Looking at trying to find some of the more rare stuff, but I mean, there's a lot of them that I just illegal for me to ship into the country or so on and so forth,
Mm.
or just extremely hard to find. But yeah. Freshwater, I love loaches more than anything.
What is your like Moby Dick fish? The fish you want but just can't seem to get.
It's a tough one. I want to keep a giant octopus, to be honest. At the zoo that I have a contract with, I clean a tank that has one in it, and ever since I've touched that tank, it's made me want one. But the tank alone, it's a $300,000 tank just to keep that thing in it. So it's it's a bit pricey. And misfits, yeah, they can for sure. Yeah, I would say they would.
Annette, Mystery Snail Guardians, wants to know what's your favorite snail?
Mm. I really like black devil rabbit snails.
I've never heard of that kind of snail before.
Mm. Pretty cool. They get like 3 inches, all black. They kind of have like a white tip, but they're super active, crawling all over the place.
That's super cool. Do dojos eat mystery snails?
Yeah, yeah. They'll eat just about anything, especially if it's nice and soft. They'll slurp it right out of there, especially when you get into other loaches like clown loaches and stuff.
Casual Aquatics says rabbits are dope.
Hmm. All types of different. There's all sorts of different kinds of them. I also like the little horned narite snails. Those I think they're pretty sweet too.
I like all the snails, even the little pond snails. I think they're cool. What is the tank like that you, other than the octopus tank, because we already talked about that one, what tank would you like to build for yourself?
I want a couple. I don't really know how many gallons it would be, but I want to make an entire wall of my house a tank.
Yeah.
Where you can see clean through it from one side to the other. Not quite sure if I want to do salt or freshwater, but I know that's what I want to do more than anything.
Yeah, I want you to do that too, because I would like to see that. That would be
It's gonna take
dope.
a few years.
That would be so cool though.
I just see everybody have all these wall tanks and stuff like that, and it's not very impressive. What's impressive to me is walking into an aquarium and there's a wall of acrylic 10 feet higher than you, and you're just looking it into a entire sea. I don't know. I want that in my own house, I guess. I got
Yeah.
high dreams. Don't judge.
Misfit, if you could move anywhere, where would you move to? That's from Dee Dee.
Somewhere nice and warm, stays steady year round. I want a farm or a fish farm. I want to start breeding a bunch of fish and reptiles. That would
Like
probably
what?
be my best.
Expand. I need more. You can't just say I want to move somewhere warm and breed fish. I'm like, but
I
what
mean,
fish? All the fish?
yeah, literally. I'm not really one for breeding. And if I do breed, it's usually for conservation and stuff like that. So if I'm gonna be, but to do that, I just want to breed everything. I want to do it all. Simple as that.
Money, fast
Reptiles too.
cars, gold chains, diamond rings. I want it all.
If I could crack breeding some clown loaches, I would be more than happy. So my
What
father
is
couldn't
the
do.
deal
Maybe I
with
can. Who knows?
what is the deal with breeding clown loaches? I don't know like anything about them.
Sorry, my stuff got turned down. What'd you say?
What's the deal with breeding clown loaches?
Why is it
What's
not working now? Still
Can you
can't
hear
hear
me
a damn
now?
thing.
How about now? Anything?
Hello?
We got
Can you hear me?
nothing. I can hear you. Is your volume turned up? Oh, he can't hear me to know what I'm saying. My helpful suggestions are going to waste.
It's not. It's not saying I'm muted anywhere. I don't even know what's going on.
I'm going to try
1 second here, guys. I'm
going
trying.
out of StreamYard and coming back in. There you go. He should see that any moment. Yikes. It's always terrifying. So I told him to go out of StreamYard and come back in, and that might fix it.
I still can't hear it yet.
Can you hear me now? Still nothing. Dang it.
What the hell is going on?
Unplug and plug back in.
I heard you that time. I didn't even do anything.
Oh,
I didn't even do anything, and I heard you.
he back. He
All right.
back.
I guess we're back. Who knows?
Okay, now there's been questions. Hold on. I gotta hold on 1 second here. Misfits. This is from Casual Aquatics.
Mhm.
If you could change one thing in the hobby, what would it be and why?
Hmm. People pushing other people's opinions in regards of husbandry and how other people will feel they should keep stuff. I see a
Like
lot of it.
tank police?
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the biggest things that bother me. Everybody should just do what the hell they want. Simple as that.
But what if they're wrong?
What do you mean?
Like if they're doing stuff wrong. Like not just like wrong according to like how I like to do things, but I mean like
Well, I mean,
wrong
yeah,
like
if they're
their
doing
fish
something
keep
wrong, at least
dying.
point it out, but don't be a dick about it.
Mm.
You'll learn about me that my biggest premise, or my whole outlook of life, don't be a fucking dick. Simple as that. Just don't be a dick. That's all I care about. So, if you're doing something blatantly wrong, yeah. I mean, obviously point it out, but don't be an ass.
I frequently try not to be an ass, but sometimes like it happens. Like dang
It
it.
does. Especially when the other person is just being an ass themselves, but
Right? Like I'm always like, yeah, I'll sink to your level. Cool. No. No. Be better. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Oh, do you know how to make people mods?
yeah, I thought I made. Oh, why is it not letting me do anything? I thought I made Eduardo a mod. I thought I made a Medrul a mod. Yeah, I'm looking at. It's not. Yeah, it says Medrul's a mod. It's not telling me to take it away from him. Eduardo. Where's their fish gal? I just added her.
Nice. Nice. Matt's a good mod. Liquid Zoo only fins. and Steph, IHSP. She's really good. They're like premium link droppers. Kelly Foreman, she's a princess mod. She's there to wear a tiara and wave.
Alrighty. Alrighty.
Matt says he's a wrench collector, but he's actually a really solid mod. And he's the one who made the fishfam.link website.
Okay,
Where
cool.
there's one link to drop in chat and all of your links are in one place.
Added a few more on there. Oh, man. Start with just a few for now. Add more as we go.
That way, the trolls can't get you because your mods smack them down. They're like solid pawns in the game of chess.
Oh, dude. I have one hell of a thick skin, so it's going to take a lot.
No, the problem with trolls isn't what they say, it's how much they say. They make your chat just whiz, and none of the chatters can actually say anything then.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible.
Mm.
Steve MP 2003 Aquartic says, I just want the clout. It strengthens me. He wants that wrench clout. Bunny Viper suggests guard dogs.
Well, Stephen, you have been knighted, good sir.
Oh, boy. So what else? What else do we need to know about you?
I'm a pretty open book, so shoot.
What's been your favorite project this year?
I haven't really had any, like, my personal projects or, like, for customers.
Either. Your favorite, or both.
Um, when I was 16, I ended up with an American alligator, a juvenile, about 2.5 feet long, and I had her for a few years, whatever, but she got too big. I ended up donating her to the Toledo Zoo, and she's still there today. And I get to clean her enclosure and play with her, and that's it for me.
That's sick.
Her name's
So you
Darla.
play. How do you play with an alligator?
I mean, you don't.
Very, very carefully. I hope.
Well, it depends how tame they are. They can be tamed. I didn't train her; the zoo did, but normally you just don't fuck with them. If you ask me.
Yeah.
But I have to get in there and clean it, and you can't really just move an alligator however you want. So you gotta learn how to work around it. You just gotta. I don't know. They know better. They're smarter than most people get credit for.
Yeah.
Respect them, and they'll respect you.
Yeah, I stay the fuck away from them. That's how I respect them. I'm like, no, not that.
There's
Because
other
they're
things.
quick.
Yeah, true. There's other things that scare me more than that, though.
Like what? Sharks. Sharks are terrifying.
I mean, when I'm cleaning aquarium tanks, I dive with sharks, cleaning their environment. So not really, but certain venomous snakes for one.
Yeah, that's good to be afraid of.
Just because I hatch out and release snapping turtles every year, I know what they can do as well. So I'd fuck with this. I don't fuck around with snapping turtles like I would that either. As stupid as that sounds. There's a lot. Big snakes. I keep big snakes too, but big snakes are dangerous. So,
Yeah, they can like squeeze you to death, right?
full grown wild rock python or a reticulated python has on record killed somebody in under 2 minutes.
Mm.
So,
That is not the way I want to go. I don't want to go getting squished to death by a giant snake.
I mean, it's a wild animal today. Most of the snakes you're getting today are so generationally bred in captivity, it doesn't even matter anymore. I have a 13.5 foot reticulated python, and I'm not saying I do this at all because I don't, because I would never. But you could walk up to her and smack her right in the face, and she wouldn't even flinch, and she'll come right up to you and just chill with you. It's all about how you treat your
Mm.
animal, how you respect your animal, and how you train your animal. So, um, yeah.
Casual Aquatics wants to know who did you look up to in the hobby?
There's a lot. It's not. I don't know if you guys would know him. If it's a lot of you guys, I'm sure, don't mess with reptiles, but Kevin McCurley from New England Reptile Distributors over in New Hampshire. Um, it's actually where that 13.5 foot snake came from when I bought her as a baby. My father bought her for me as a baby, and my dad is a huge fan of his as well. But he also works a lot of fish and just about any animal you can think of. He's one of the biggest ones. Once I started becoming more into the social media side, some of the first people I came across was Father Fish, um, and I'm gonna have to go with Father Fish as well. And then everybody in the chat there as well, meaning most of you guys, to be honest. So,
That's a solid answer. Way to loop the chat in too.
gotta be honest.
I like it. Um, do you own a pied ball python?
No, I do not. A second here.
Can you get out a snake? Is that what you're doing?
I got one right next to me.
Yeah.
Just a little ball python. He's a normal. I rescued him. Found him outside in the middle of February.
Oh,
Little ball python.
see, that's a cute python.
Yeah, he's sweet as button.
When I was a
Yeah.
kid, my Uncle Mike Dominguez, had a snake that was so huge that it could climb up the corner of the wall and go across the ceiling like 2 feet to get to this shelf
Mhm.
that ran, and it would be on the ground, in the corner of the wall, on the ceiling, and on the shelf at the same time, and it ate full size rabbits. And
Oh
I
yeah,
held it.
I feed my boa and my reticulated python full-grown guinea pigs. Yeah, I
Mm.
get a chameleon out right now too, but those guys are sleeping. So
So, more about reptiles. Like,
what about them?
I don't know. What, like, I don't know about reptiles other than, like, they're kind of scary.
Yeah.
What should I know other than they're kind of scary because, like, maybe they aren't kind of scary. Maybe they're just super cool.
I mean, they are super cool. It's just like owning a pet, or a dog or a cat, man, and people don't realize it. Media, movies, famous people have all always depicted these creatures, reptiles, lizards, monitors, pythons, anacondas, to be these vicious, crazy, man-eating creatures, and that's where most of it comes from. But most of the time, they're really not. Um, Hell, one of the smartest reptiles on the planet is water monitors and monitor lizards, and it's one of those type of creatures, especially like a crocodile monitor. I mean, that's one of those creatures that can kill you in a matter of seconds. But they can also be so tame you can just have them chilling on top of your head like an iguana or anything like that. and bite you less than a little fucking chihuahua would.
I had a wiener dog. He was terrible. He would bite the
Mhm.
shit out of me. I
You
just
know?
got really good at avoiding him. He was a bully. Oh,
Mhm.
turd.
Um, Obviously, there's some reptiles. I mean, you can't really mess with like chameleons. It's one of those animals you don't want to be touching. You don't want to be holding for looking. And really, usually nothing but else. If you have one that likes to be handled, hell yes, I have one myself. My Jackson loves to be out and handled. But I mean, it's really just all about the animal. Every one of them's so drastically different. I mean, it's hard to know. Is there anything you want to know about any certain specific reptiles?
What do you like to keep the most?
Big snakes, retics, boa constrictors, um, turtles, tortoises, stuff like that. Usually,
How often do the big snakes eat?
um, my big girl, I mean, once, twice a month, usually. I'm really good about making sure they don't get overweight. Nothing worse than a 4 foot snake that looks like a freaking 10-pound sausage roll.
That's, wow, intimidating. Oh, Dragonware wants to know if you follow Tom Crutchfield.
If I follow, yeah, I follow Tom. Pretty closely actually. I know he lost a lot of animals recently due to people coming in and ripping off the locks and stealing animals. He found a
Oh,
couple of his
jeez.
monitor lizards, gorgeous, gorgeous breeding pair of blue tree monitors, and one it just looked like they took by the tail and just smashed it up against the ground. It was heartbreaking. Um, but yeah, I followed Tom for years. He's a legend in the reptile industry. I mean, God, he's been doing it since the '60s. So, um, no, casual. I don't breed snakes, but I've been on the hunt for some white lip pythons, a breeding pair of white lip pythons. If you know what they are, they're absolutely gorgeous snakes. Expensive as all hell, but if I was to get them, I want to breed those. I can acquire reptiles and stuff through my business, um, but not myself. No,
How much bigger will that ball python get?
they can get f- 4, 5 foot maybe. Yeah, they can get pretty long. Depends on the genetics a lot, really. Certain genes seem to make them grow smaller or larger sometimes.
That's not so big.
What's that?
That's not so big.
Mm-mm. No,
Bunny Viper said 4 feet or so. They stay small, but they don't do anything, just sit in a ball. Thus, ball python.
it's really cool, Dragon Lair. Um, I would tell him wishing my condolences, but I'm sure he's heard enough of that already. I should just hope he finds the bastards.
That's so awful.
Yeah. One of the big reptile channels that I follow, New England Reptile, said a word about it too, and that's originally how I found out. 'Cause I'm a pretty diehard fan of those guys. Um, th- they also wish their condolences and stuff too. If you know Kevin or know of Kevin, you know he's an extremely heartfelt person, and he cares about all animals, whether it's his own or not. And like, I don't know, it's just a whole bad situation. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. What about, oh, I know. Fish tank wise, do you prefer an all in one, a sump, or a more traditional setup?
Whatever works. Mostly, to be honest, I run in my shop, especially. I run mostly just sponge filters, unless it's a saltwater tank. Um, Other tanks, I mean, if they need it, I'll throw on some sort of mechanical filtration or a canister filter or something like that. Big tanks, 75s or over. I like to use a sump if I can, but where it's not practical, I'm open to other stuff too. I like to be pretty versatile. So
Nice. What about like as far as your business goes, where do you want it to be in like 5 years? Like, how do you want to scale up? Do you like where you're at? Like, add
I,
in
d-
more reptile stuff?
I, I mean, both. I mean, all of the above, really. If I was able to open up a second spot somewhere else to where more salt water is predominant with people, that would be ideal. Um, it's hard to say. I try to be pretty flexible with that too. With everything going on and everything with the economy and everything, it makes it hard to try to set certain and specific goals like that. So, because like I said, at this point, it's just me. I run all this by myself right now. So, who knows what'll happen?
Danny wants to know how you run your saltwater tanks.
Sumps, protein skimmers, the usual. Pretty high tech with it, to be honest. I keep quite a few corals and stuff, and anemones and stuff like that. I got a bunch of pictures of them on Father Fish's channel. I don't know where which channel it's on there. There's so many of them, but I got a bunch of pictures in there. I also got Instagram too with a lot of my stuff on there. So
Yeah, if you check out Misfit's link on fishfam.link, you'll be able to see Instagram and YouTube and whatever links he's got. Oh, I just had another question and I forgot it. But Stephen P 2003 Aquatics wants to know, do you keep anything venomous?
no, but I have well over 3,000 hours of experience and a life and the right licensing too. I just don't. But the only reason I do is because around here, DNR are a bunch of pussies. If I'm being honest, so anything that gets found around here like that, I get called and I deal with it. Like recently, I found an eastern diamondback in Port Clinton, Ohio, which is right on Lake Erie. You can see Lake Erie in my stepfather's backyard, where my 2-year-old daughter plays. So I don't normally keep anything, but when I get stuff like that, I normally keep them for a few days until I'm able to arrange either rehome or release. So I just don't care. Don't take care to take the risk of owning venomous. I do have an Asian vine snake, but that's about as far as it goes for me. And that Asian vine snake is a asshole. I've been lit up by that thing more times than I can count. They're mildly venomous. Um, some people they'll give you a good headache and stuff, give you a little upset stomach. Me, it
Mm.
does. Anymore, I just don't even feel it at all. I've been bit by his ass so many times. Don't matter what you do, it's one of those animals you just don't touch. You look.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a cuddly sort of fella.
No, but he's cool as hell.
What would you suggest as a beginner snake versus an intermediate snake versus an advanced snake?
Ball python or corn snake for beginner, intermediate. Maybe some of the smaller boa species, or like a hognose or something like that. Advanced, you're gonna want to get it. Yeah, I would. Oh shit. Green tree pythons, big retics, big boas, in that order. Well, not really in that order, but size wise, you know. Your more harder stuff is definitely going to be the stuff that you have to worry about humidity and stuff like that. Because a lot of these more exotic stuff, it's very difficult to get them to eat sometimes. So it's really species by species more than anything.
Dragonlair says, way the hell out of range for an eastern diamondback. Misfits, was it an escaped pet?
Yeah, yeah, it was an escape pet. It was registered. But after that, or the previous owner, that was the third time that happening. So they gave me the honors of rehoming it. So I ended up taking a nice 10-hour drive and releasing it. So it was a wild caught
Mm-hmm.
animal from the get go. It wasn't even supposed to be here. I
Yeah,
work with
it's a long way from home.
yeah, work with a lot of weird stuff. Fuck. I had to deal with some snakeheads. Like I said, that fucking alligator that I found way up here. All sorts of crazy shit. All sorts of stuff. Um, had to deal with an
Would
emu once. That was interesting.
an emu? How did
Yeah.
you get called about an emu? They're like, let's call the fish and snake guy.
Well, there's a couple like I don't care if they're watching or not. They probably not. So I don't really give a shit. A couple real shitty like mom pop wannabe zoo sort of things. I got out and and I was fishing at a pond right by there, and um, these dumbasses were running at it,
Oh gosh.
and I mean about to shoot it really. Um, I I ended up having to run up and taking care of it. So wasn't really too interesting, but it was fun chasing a damn emu. Kicked my
They
ass a
have
little
really
bit.
big feet
Yeah,
with
kicked my.
really big
Yeah,
claws.
I'm about to say they kicked me pretty good, but it wasn't too
Yeah.
bad.
Mm.
But yes, my name is spelled Brennan, Brennenen.
Eduardo. It's not Brendan. It's Brennan.
Yeah.
Well, so Dragonlair in chat is saying that certain snakes need super specific parameters to do well.
Yep. Yep.
Earlier you talked about like humidity.
Mm.
What all goes into parameters for a
I mean,
snake?
like a green tree python. I mean, I've always kept mine like about 80. The ambient temperature in its enclosure 80% or higher. Um, I mean, if it's not got water forming on the glass, it's not. It doesn't have enough humidity in there. For one, temperature, um, lights that emit UVB. A lot of animals need UVB for their good healthy bone structures, um, stuff like that. Husbandry. It's like a fish tank, but same shit with reptiles.
So Casual wants to know, would you keep a cobra and don't you touch my drum set, Brennan? Does that second part make any sense?
Yeah, yes, I would. Um, if I didn't have a daughter,
Yeah.
I've messed around with a few of them, a couple monocles, but I've never owned one myself.
Do you know what the drum set thing is about?
Yeah, it's from the movie Step Brothers.
Okay. Now I get it.
Mhm. But yeah,
Wow. Dragonlair says, when I still had my car, I was the designated snake rescuer in my county. I've caught and moved close to 100 rattlers and copperheads.
that was the only rattler I ever did, but I've messed with a lot of copperheads. They're starting to move, and it's nothing that it's not people bringing them up, or they're moving up north for some reason. I was born and raised in Kentucky, and I mean, I used to see them all the time down there. And through the years, after moving all the way up here, I've noticed more and more. And if you look at a lot of reports and stuff, it'll even tell you they're moving far and far and up here. But that's quite a few of them. That's actually one of my favorite venomous snakes, and I would totally keep one. They're gorgeous.
So tell us more about you. So you're from Kentucky.
Mhm.
Hmm. And now you're where?
Ohio, Northern Ohio.
How'd you get from Kentucky to Ohio?
My parents divorced when I was 10. I went up here with my dad, and that's just kind of where I've been ever since.
Nice. Do you like Ohio?
No, I do not. Um, like somebody said earlier, yeah, Ohio's what you make it, but Ohio's also full of a bunch of junky and stuck-up pricks. Simply put, um, yeah, that's how I feel about Ohio.
Never been to Ohio. Also, never really thought about going.
It's cold 6 months out of the year. It's not worth it.
In Oregon, it's wet 9 months out of the year, but
I'd
it's
rather
totally worth it.
I'd rather it be wet than fucking freezing all the time.
What else? Well, I'm all out of fish and animal questions, so now we're going to go Rico style and just get to know you a little bit better.
No,
Brennan, not
all right,
Brendan.
shoot away.
What's your favorite breakfast food?
Basic bitch, fried potatoes, eggs, and some toast.
What type of toast?
Just toast, buttered toast.
Like
What?
sourdough, white,
Oh,
wheat,
I like rye bread,
rye?
or I like rye personally.
Rye is acceptable. Sourdough is the correct answer, but rye is acceptable.
I don't know. I like wheat bread too. So
Wheat bread's so healthy.
I get the honey wheat, not just the average wheat.
Mm. The honey does make a difference.
Hmm.
When I was a kid, wheat bread tasted like cardboard. Now it tastes like cardboard with like some honey. Dee Dee says, I'm so afraid Bob was going to get me a snake for Christmas. Woo, got by again.
Hey, you never know. You never know. But yeah, I saw that about Bunny that I think we were talking about it the other day. It's nuts. Picture a video I watched recently where a little black king snake swallowed a guy's thumb thinking it was food. He was trying to take care of it. It was funny.
I don't want any part of my body swallowed by anything. Least of all, a bitey snake with venom.
No, I can't say I don't want any part of me swallowed, but
Yes, I wasn't sure if it
but
was this type of stream, but now the
oh, I don't give a
floodgates are
shit.
open.
I don't give a shit. But as long as it's not a male or an animal, I'm good.
Well, good. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in fact here getting to know Misfit better.
Yeah, I'm pretty laid
Shower
back.
in the morning or shower at night?
Both.
There you go. Jam or jelly?
Why do you got to put me in that spot, man? I like both. They're two separate things. They're used for two separate things. I like both.
What are the separate things that they're used for?
Well, I just being a smartass on that. Thank you, but yeah,
Oh, you were?
yeah.
I wasn't sure if one was for
Hmm.
English muffins and the other was for sandwiches or something.
I mean, I would say so. Yeah, the jelly would be for the peanut butter and jelly. What the fuck else is jelly made for?
Peanut butter or Nutella?
Peanut butter.
Agree.
Peanut butter all the way.
Danny says jam goes on breakfast biscuits. Jelly is for PB&J. I gotta say, I disagree. When's
I
your
mean,
birthday and how old are you?
I
John the
am
fisherman wants to know.
February 26th, and I was born in 1992.
And Matt says, come on. We all know you can't jelly a butt.
I mean, you got a point.
He does. He has two. One's the top of his head. What is your favorite color?
I like. It's probably not as green as I see it, but like almost like a dark neon green.
Nice. Are you single?
Yes.
Interesting.
Is it?
Interesting. Danny says, "Aw, same age as my baby brother." John the fisherman says, "Cool, I'm in February myself, but in 81."
Nice.
Music. I'm guessing you're a Tool fan. What else do you like listening to?
Anything that's not like straight hood rap, pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of country. I don't care. I don't like a lot of new country. I listen to your old like bluegrass and stuff like that. But I also like old school rap, but I don't like a lot of the new stuff at all.
Where's your favorite place to listen to music?
Fishing
Nice.
by the water.
Stream, radio, or CD?
I mean, it doesn't matter to me really. Whatever I have available. If I want to go old school, I'm definitely gonna go pull out my fucking 16-year-old first car, first soundtrack CD. You know I'm going to. You know what I'm talking about.
None of my CDs work anymore because I had taken them all out of the cases and put them in those big old binders where they just get full of dust and scratched to shit.
It's pretty much how mine ended up, except for a couple.
Yep.
There's a couple that I've kept sacred.
There are a couple burned mix CDs that I would give anything for. Like to have back that were just so good, like because you played them so many times and it was all the songs you know, and probably because you played it so many times. And yep.
Right. And cassette record, definitely record.
Danny says my music choice ranges between the 1800s and 1997.
Oh, I like my classical stuff too. Don't get me wrong. Biggest point for me is the music's got to have a meaning. Some
Do you
sort of
like
meaning.
operas?
I could bear it, but eventually it's gonna get on my fucking nerves. Yeah.
What about movies? I know Ricky, if he was here, would ask,
What kind of
what is your
movies?
favorite movie?
The Shining.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, The Shining's got to be one of my favorites. And then there's another one that's Maximum Override. If you've ever heard of it,
I haven't. That sounds.
it's from I don't know if it's from the 70s or 80s, but all these machines suddenly start coming to life and just killing everybody, and all I can remember, like, thinking about it now is this one scene where a pop machine goes haywire and starts shooting pop cans and killing everybody. It's funny. I don't know. It's an old school movie.
I think my
Maximum
favorite
Override or Maximum Overdrive or something like that.
I think my favorite old school movie isn't all that old, but it's old. Was Labyrinth with David Bowie because
Mm.
it has that song where they say slap that baby, make him scream,
Yep,
and they're like laughing and dancing, and it just always freaked me out
dude.
so
That
much.
that stupid fucking worm, that creepy ass little worm crawling out of the walls creeped me the hell out, man.
Even the like hand juggling thing he would do with the balls was just like,
Yep. Another one of my favorites is what is it? The Dark Crystal.
yes.
Um,
They both had like the creepy Muppets.
mhm. Did you know they made a series of the Dark Crystal?
I didn't.
Yeah, it's pretty new too. It came out like last year or the year before, I think. Pretty good. Same, they
Oh,
kept kind of the same exact animation and everything. It's pretty neat.
oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
So Eduardo's asked a couple times if you could move anywhere in the world, where would you go? Now you had already said
Mm,
somewhere warm. Do you have anything more specific than that?
Bali.
Ooh.
It's cheap and there's beautiful shit everywhere.
Casual Aquatic says, "Did you say hello?" No, I said hello. That's a labyrinth thing. Hashtag nerd. Matt says there's nothing wrong with a beautiful ball juggler, and then he amends it to be female ball juggler. I don't know. Aqua Garden Zen says Keegan balls. I'm hoping that's some sort of dirty sex thing, but I'm guessing it's just the balls. Oh, Kegel balls. It is a dirty sex thing.
Man, if they would have casted Michael Jackson for the Labyrinth, I'd have never have watched it.
Oh,
That would have ruined the whole damn thing.
that would so ruin it
And
because,
with all
like,
the
now we
clout
know
he
what
was
we know.
already getting for all the shit that all the accusations and shit over the years, man, that would not have been a good movie for him to be stealing babies and shit.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, whole different sort of scenario on that plot. Michael Jackson is it? Mm. Besides, David Bowie was so delightfully creepy. His voice alone was just like
He always,
magnificent.
yeah, he is a creep bag, but for sure. What always got me, even when I was a kid, is just he always looked like he's anorexic. I don't mean anything by it, but like he just looked like mama never told him to eat enough.
He's very androgynous.
Hmm.
Yeah. I loved him.
Me
I thought
too.
he was a delightfully creepy. Like so weird, but I
My
just
mom was a
totally loved him.
diehard fan. Diehard fan. She still got fucking old Bowie CDs.
So, we know your favorite breakfast food, but what is your go-to dinner food?
Mm. I really like smoked brisket
Oh, who doesn't?
or corned beef brisket.
Yeah. Mm.
Collect, yeah, I collect guns. collect rocks. I collect species of fish. I collect all sorts of stuff. I got a monster collection of old baseball cards from the 40s and 50s and 60s, and got all sorts of stuff.
Aqua Garden Zen says pizza. What are your feelings on pizza?
Heaven.
I'm a trash pizza fan. I eat Little Caesars pepperoni cheesy bread. It doesn't even have tomato sauce.
I'm a Domino's and Marco's guy. Have a good night, Danny.
John the Fisherman wants to know if you collect souls.
I mean, on what account?
Maybe.
I could. I could not. It's for me to find out. No, that's for you to find out and me to know.
Me to know and you to find out. Do you have any chocolate?
I mean, it's empty, but I got like a Reese's candy cane. Fuck yeah, I got chocolate. I love chocolate.
Favorite kind of chocolate?
Mm. Just regular milk chocolate.
Like a Hershey bar?
Yeah.
I feel like, did
With
we forget
almonds.
about truffles?
Truffles are alright, but I mean, have you ever had a Toblerone bar?
No. Isn't it just chocolate with nuts?
Kinda, but it's like some Swedish or German chocolate. I don't know. It's really good. I prefer
Oh,
that over
wow.
a truffle.
Okay, so Toblerone or Reese's peanut butter cups?
Reese's, fuck yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cups or your favorite pint of ice cream?
Reese's.
Reese's or Skittles?
See, now you're fucking me up here. That's my favorite as well. I'll eat them both at the same time. I don't give a shit.
Oh, gross.
You can put me in that position.
Yes, I am totally stealing Fishy Biz's line of questioning because inquiring minds want to know.
Hey,
These
honestly,
are
this helps me
important
out a lot because I
facts.
don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Okay, so we've got more questions from chat. I don't want to skip over them. Okay, Casual Aquatic says, if you had to live in one movie for the rest of your life, but you couldn't alter the outcome, what movie and actor would you be?
Mm.
That's a real, like, that's like a 5-minute thinking period question.
Have you ever seen the movie The One with Jet Li?
I haven't. But anything with Jet Li's amazing.
I would be Jet Li in that movie. That would be fucking dope.
I think I'd be Tom Hanks in Big.
I mean, my other one was Con Air, playing as fucking Nicolas Cage.
Oh, God. You
No,
could
I'm
be
just being
Sam
smart.
Jackson in Snakes on a Plane.
No, we're going Water World.
But don't you have to drink your own pee?
I mean, sure, but Water World, man. We're fucking fish people here.
That is pretty cool. I've always wanted to be able to breathe underwater.
It would be fun.
Aqua Garden Zen says porn movie, of course. I do feel like that was kind of the obvious answer that we missed. Damn it. Eduardo wants to know, describe your perfect date.
I don't keep my expectations too high. That's a tough one. I don't know. It's been a while. Huh. Honestly, I'm cool with just drinks, dinner, and getting to know each other somehow. Talking, whatever. I'm cool with just that. I don't ask for much. So,
So you're low maintenance,
yeah, try to
except
be.
for when you're not. And when are you not?
Mm. I like nice things. I like nice fish. So, that's okay. I like nice things that I like my guns, stuff like that. I don't know. So I'm pretty. Yeah.
No, I get that because I'll buy like cheap ass shirts and hoodies and then like $80 jeans because I
Yeah, I
like
won't.
nice
I won't do
jeans.
that. Yep, I won't do that. But other stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, but
Kind of
you're a
particular.
guy. Pants fit you. You can just go in, grab your size, any
Kinda.
brand, put it
I mean,
on.
I'm not some skinny little motherfucker that can wear American Eagle all the time, man. People aren't. I ain't shaped like everybody else, so I mean, sometimes you just can't, man.
Well, word to the wise, no grown ass man should be wearing stretchy ass jeans from American Eagle. That is for junior high and high school
Oh
boys.
yeah,
Real
I'm
men
just
wear
using it
cotton
as an
pants.
example.
Aqua Garden Zen says the dates with coconut, whatever that means.
Sure.
Is breakfast for dinner okay? Or
Breakfast
breakfast for
for
breakfast?
all 3 meals is okay. What do you mean?
Mm, mm-hmm. Lunch, do you eat it or do you skip it?
Most of the time, skip it.
Favorite comfort food?
Pretzels. Hmm.
Interesting.
I love pretzels, man. They're my favorite.
Pretzels with mustard?
Nope, just pretzels.
Mm. Dee Dee says my sexy voice is turning her on. Mm. She's just teasing me, though. She doesn't swing that way.
Hey, I don't judge. Shit.
No, I checked. She doesn't. Not that I really do, but, like, you know, just saying. Matt says pretzels with water because those things make you
Yeah, definitely have
thirsty.
something to drink. Definitely gotta have something to drink.
Peanut butter pretzels for the win or
Fuck
for the
no. I
no?
hate I hate those stupid little square pretzel things filled with peanut butter. I hate them with a passion. I was so disappointed the first time I ever bit into one.
Liquid Zoo says Dee Dee doesn't admittedly swing that way. Dee Dee says, not at all. Aqua Garden Zen says, wink wink. Eduardo wants to know what's your favorite drink?
Favorite drink? Rum and Coke. If you're talking about alcohol.
What's your favorite not alcohol drink?
Tea.
Favorite type of tea?
Unsweetened lemon tea.
Black tea?
I do black tea. I like green tea too.
Is lemon tea a flavor of tea? Or is it like lemon and black tea?
Well, it's just tea with some fresh lemon squeezed in it.
Mm. I like tea with milk and sugar.
Uh,
Basically, I like
If
milk
I'm
and sugar with tea.
hot tea's nice too.
Oh my gosh. Dee Dee says, Matt, work. Stop minding my business. Eduardo says, Cuba Libre.
Dutch apple pie, all the way, or
Favorite?
cheesecake. It's a toss up between the two. I like cheesecake a lot.
Cheesecake is delicious. I make a mean cheesecake, but it is a pain in the ass to make.
Well,
My son will ask for that for his birthday cake,
I
and like
mentioned
that's
you
what I
once
told her.
before. I'm a certified pastry chef, so I'm actually quite acquainted with making the big giant, like 8-inch tall New York style cheesecakes from scratch.
Well, I like
Oh,
anything that you can make 8 inches tall, so I am in.
bet you are.
What's
Oh
your favorite
man.
car?
Uh,
Or truck. Don't want to discriminate.
Boys wanted a sky blue Cuda.
What year?
I don't care.
When referring to the 8 inches, Matt says, "Welp, I'm out," and Dee Dee says, "8 inches," and clutches her pearls. And then she said, "Matt, your micro wrench can go back in your tool belt." Harsh. Dee Dee don't play.
Hey, I wasn't describing myself.
You don't have to go into details. I prefer to leave those things up to the imagination, and then it can be whatever you want.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm just thinking about penises. I don't even know what to say. Not that. Not that. Dee Dee says, "But Matt does have a pretty mouth."
Oh my
I'm just
god.
saying.
I already got him, Dee Dee.
Well, you're doing good. You've got bots showing up. That's a
Yeah,
good
it's
sign.
interesting.
It's because you're a very big deal.
If you say so.
I do. You've got 43 subscribers.
Had 8 earlier.
I know. I know. I was number 9.
I appreciate it. But yeah, I have a lot of issues sleeping, so I'm usually up around this time doing nothing anyways. So I'm probably going to do this a lot more often. Yeah. It's
What
not
do you
always
want
just
to?
going to... What's that?
I was gonna ask what you want to do with your channel because you don't have any content yet.
I don't know. You guys tell me. We'll do that together.
We want to see your fishes and your reptiles.
We can do that.
Tank tour.
Tank tour, maybe. Maybe. The only good decent camera I got right now is this one wired to my computer. So, but if you don't mind shitty cell phone footage, I can go around a bunch of stuff too.
Oh hell yeah! Shitty cell phone service is where it's at. I do all of my, not streaming, but all of my videos from my phone.
Fucking liquid.
Matt. He said Shanna wants to see your snake. I do. The boa, the ball, the reticulated, and maybe the trouser. Who knows? Who knows? It's hard telling, not knowing.
Shit.
Dee Dee says we love shitty stuff. So,
Shitty stuff is great.
we like to set the bar low. Matt says, oh, I meant snakes. My bad. So, breakfast, lunch, dinner, comfort food. We've got all those covered. But what is your midnight snack?
Fuck. Ain't nothing wrong with a midnight hammy sandwich.
That's good. I like grilled cheese.
It's nice too.
But realistically, it's probably a bag of chocolate chips from the pantry at midnight. Like, the standards get real low.
Hey, dude. I've done the same. Nothing worse than waking up at like 3 a.m. and walking out, can't find nothing you want to eat but a bag of fucking salt and vinegar chips at 3 a.m.
Oh, I do. Like, I have to be in the mood for it, but when I am, I love salt and vinegar chips. They make your whole face like, they're so tart.
They're pretty. Yeah, I like them.
Dragon Lair wants to know if Dee Dee, if you're coming out being into scat. I'm going to say no, she is not. Dee Dee said the trouser snake, that's the most dangerous one. The venom can last for 18 years.
Oh,
And Matt
Jesus.
says that shit can last a lifetime.
Oh, shit.
Cereal is a great late night food.
Just some
Oh,
of
and
my
there's your
animals here.
Instagram.
Here's quite a bit of my animals. It's my Jackson's chameleon. My red iguana Frankie.
Aww.
It's my boa.
What up, B?
She's a sweetheart. It's my quarantine rule.
Oh, that's sick. Oh,
It's a little mustard gas.
beautiful.
This is Stella, my 13.5-foot retake.
Stella is gorgeous, and 13 and a half feet is terrifying to me, and I'd still want to pet her.
Oh, yeah, she's such a sweetheart. This is my recent project for one of my customers. 3,000 gallon. It's got a 1,000-gallon sump on the underside.
Oh my
It's fun.
gosh. How do you clean the round part?
Stick my arm in there with a fucking scrub pad and scrub it.
Oh, what are they called? The melamine? Is that what they're called? The little white ones?
Yep. That whole canopy comes off in sections. So, and this is my new shop that I'm currently in the process of moving into.
Oh,
The inside.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm. Silly shrimp hanging upside down on my duckweed.
Oh, and Casual wants to know, did we ever get an answer on why not to handle chameleons?
Stresses them out real bad. When you don't want them to be all pretty colorful all the time. That just means they're stressed. So, if you can keep them from getting super stressed, handle them, sure. But that's the biggest reason. Here's a bunch of little baby snapping turtles I hatched out a couple years ago.
Look at those cute little tails.
Oh yeah, these guys are awesome. There's 64 of them. I hatched out 58 or 53 of them.
Oh, wow. What kind of conditions do they need to hatch and be healthy?
Oh, well, up here, obviously it gets pretty cold a lot. So, as long as there's a little bit of moisture, sometimes something to retain a little bit of humidity, and the temperature doesn't drop below, I think it's like 48 degrees, they'll hatch.
Oh gosh, that's easy enough.
And what's cool about these guys, like depending on what temperature you have it at, would depict what gender will hatch out. Like if the temperature is too cold, you're gonna get mostly females. If it's too hot, you're gonna get more males. But if you get that nice middle, you'll hatch out both.
Matt says moist is good.
Moist is always good. It's one of my long fin bristle red, long fin bristle nose. This is another one of my retics.
Oh.
She's about 3.5 feet, 4 feet.
Casual wants to know if those are alligator snappers.
Yep. Well, those ones particularly are a hybrid, alligator Florida hybrid. You won't find. I mean, around here, people say you don't find alligator snapping turtles and stuff around here very much, but I beg to differ because every time I go snapping turtle hunting, that's what I find. Very rarely have I ever seen a common snapping turtle or a Florida snapping turtle around here. I mean, nowadays it's getting more scarce and scarce, but that's about it. This is a little blue-green iguana. She's a rescue. She's only about 3.5 foot. On her other side, right here, she's got a massive scar about the size of a softball. Something got a hold of her and tore a chunk out of her, and it grew back on its own or something. Obviously, it was clear it was never treated, but she's stunted. She's 6 years old. But it's the only iguana I've ever met that's gotten messed up that bad and still tolerable to a human. She is the sweetest little thing ever.
That's cool.
She's a little shy thing. She doesn't like the camera too much.
She's like, nope.
This is my Asian vine.
That is beautiful. I don't want to touch it though, because that's the main one, right?
Yep. Bunch of little baby polar blue parrot cichlids. It's one of my customers' saltwater tanks.
What kind of lights are those?
Oh, I can't remember what those ones were. This was a year or two ago. This is my personal 15-gallon.
That's super impressive,
20-gallon,
especially for a 15 or 20.
It was hard to get those rocks. I didn't use any glue or putty or epoxy or anything to get them rocks there. It's all just kind of leaning up against the plastic bag.
Living on the edge.
I put that guy in there, and he was all over the tank forever. And then he finally figured out up there is where he wanted to be, and he just kind of stayed there ever since. And those two love it. Keeps them out and open because they like to go up in that little area right there.
And S is here. What up, S? Welcome.
This is some of my customers' tanks and my tanks. This is customers. This is the 75-gallon I have in my bedroom.
That is beautiful.
Bunch of shrimp.
It looks like a magazine fish tank.
It's what I'm paid to make. Got some black neon tetras and a few blue carries and a fucking army of shrimp.
Ooh. Oh.
That's when I was in Alabama. It was 28 degrees when I found this little fucker, and he was out and moving around. I didn't dig him up or nothing.
Oh, wow.
It was weird. I didn't know salamanders would be out in that weather. The start of a tank.
What are those?
Blueberry OB cichlids that I bred myself.
What's been your favorite breeding project so far?
My favorite? My rosemary pike cichlids. They think they're extinct in the wild. So I've been trying to breed and facilitate those guys to be re-released back into the wild. Repopulate. The importer that I work with has a big hand in it. He'd be taking care of most of the hard work because I don't have connections like that to be able to re-release a fish from one country back to another country. Most of the time that shit's pretty illegal, but it's the ultimate goal with them. If not, I mean, there's still some expensive fish, so
either way it works.
One of my little saddled bisers or Delhaize.
Oh.
This is the black belt. It's the meanest fish I've ever seen. He has shattered the glass lid to my tank.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Switch back. It's actually in the tank directly behind me, but if you know anything about them, they have like rows of really sharp teeth they use for scraping algae and shit off of rocks and wood and stuff. And they'll take whole ass chunks out you if you're not careful. I can't even put my hand in there to scrub the walls of the tank at all. She will tear me up.
Casual Aquatics wants to know, are they just to release or will you also sell some?
Oh, I'm keeping some for sure. I don't plan on releasing all of them, but I'm gonna try to continue breeding them. I have 3 separate lines of them, so Or 3 separate bloodlines, I should say. She came right up to me when I was trying to take a picture.
That is an awesome picture.
She's about 2 inches away from me. That's Frankie chilling on my head.
Sup. She's like, sup.
She's so friendly. Picture of my
Ooh,
tapestry.
there's that wall hanging I like.
Mm,
Tapestry, right?
yep. There's a little fire eel hiding. A little slate hide.
That looks like a pleco cave.
It is. It's handmade from slate.
Ooh.
Some
Have you
fire.
seen the pleco condos?
Yeah, I have. It's that same little fire eel.
Oh, there it is.
That's about it for that.
Very cool. Casual Aquatics wants to know, so do you ship? How much are you asking for them? Do you sell anywhere online? Do you
I
have a
do not.
storefront on the
I
internet?
I do not. Like I said, I'm a very reclusive person. And so far, I've managed to keep my business word to mouth and by recommendation. So that's kind of how I work. I ship in, I order stuff when I get stuff in, but I do not ship out to people. But certain occasions, you have something pretty hard you're trying to find, or reptile, fish wise. A lot of times, I have a good chance I can find it through all of my wholesalers and exporters and stuff like that. So I'm willing to do stuff like that. Just depends on the situation.
Now, Sean, that's Casual Aquatics wants to know, where in Ohio do you live?
That I won't discuss.
Because he just kind of said he's reclusive and private and not going to tell you where he lives.
It's nothing against y'all. I
Weirdos.
just
No, it's totally against y'all. Don't be creepers. Don't be asking where people live. Jeez. Strangers on the internet. I've seen the commercials.
I'm about 20 minutes away from Lake Erie. Say
Oh,
that.
now they're going to track you down.
Good luck with that. Ohio's a shitstorm.
So Aqua Gardens
Certainly
then was
do.
asking how you got into the
Turn
hobby, and you were saying earlier that your dad got you into it.
Yep. He bred and kept retics and ball pythons for as long as I can remember. Then when I turned 14, or when I wasn't 14, I was 14 when he gave me that golden shod reticulated python, the black one that I have now, as a present. And he had bought her when she was this big. So, but he ended up passing away not too long after that, and that really kind of jump started it even more. So,
That's cool.
mhm.
I got into fish to prove an ex-boyfriend wrong.
It's always a great explanation.
The boyfriend didn't last, but the fish did. I feel like I came out a winner.
I mean, fuck yeah. But no, I might be pretty reclusive and stuff, but I'm also a pretty nice guy. If you guys ever want to say something, don't hesitate. I'm always around. So,
If you ever want to say something nice, don't hesitate. He's always around.
oh, if you want to say something bad, I'll come back at you. Don't get me wrong. I ain't a pussy.
So, we know your movies. We know what you like to eat. We know what you want to drive. We know how you got in the hobby. I feel like we're doing a pretty comprehensive job here.
Yeah.
Is there anything like, do you do any stupid human tricks? Any
Can I?
hidden talents?
Uh, um,
Can you wiggle your ears?
no, but I can turn my one foot completely backwards compared to the other, and both of them double jointed in my ankles.
Oh, that's impressive. If I
It's
did that, it would be broken.
it's interesting. Besides that, not really. Pretty boring other than all that stuff.
We don't know what he did last summer.
What
What
I
did
did
you
last
do
summer
last summer?
worked literally all summer long, doing what I do now. Um,
Dee Dee, Dee Dee wants to know if you can make balloon animals
I mean, I could probably make a shitty balloon poodle if you want to find out. Send me some balloons.
and the pump. You also need the pump. That's a big part of it.
Yeah.
S said his ankle just shed a tear. Aqua Garden Zen asked, where would you want to live? The answer is Bali, right?
Yep.
We got that one. City or country?
Get me there. Sulawesi. It's I mean, it's technically a country, but it's an island. Particularly North Sulawesi. Just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous environment. Dragon Lair and Blue Tree monitors, man. I've been looking for my own pair of Blue Tree monitors. Fuck, the last pair I found were like $15,000 a piece.
So
But if
thirty
anything ever
thousand
comes up,
dollars for a pair.
yeah. So if anything comes up, I can let you know. But it's far and few between. They got really, 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 really popular all of a sudden out of nowhere, and because of um, God, yeah, we were just talking about earlier.
Tom,
Yep, Crutchfield.
are you a Buckeye?
Uh, I guess I'm not sure. I'm not too much into sports. I like hockey, but besides that, I'm not really too much into sports personally.
What's your favorite hockey team? Is the
Maple Leafs.
Buckeyes a hot? Oh, okay. For a second, I thought the Buckeyes was a hockey team, and I was like, oh, crap.
Mm, nope.
Missed the
And DD,
context clue.
no, unfortunately, I do not have the time to do that stuff. Usually, my normal, my longest vacation over the last 3 years was 2 days. So,
Your favorite sports, we just talked about, that's hockey.
what's that?
I said Eduardo was asking what your favorite sport was, and we just went over that. It was hockey.
Mm,
Do you have other hobbies? She might, Bunny wants to know, she might have missed it while she was baking a cake,
mm.
which she didn't even offer to share with us.
But yeah, I like competition shooting, rifle, shotgun, and close quarters. I do have my class 3, which means I'm certified for suppressors and fully automatic weapons. Um, it's another hobby. I like to fish. I like to hunt. Um, it's not. I like to play video games too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I like to do. Diving,
Indica or sativa?
both. And if you don't like both, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You probably just have anxiety issues.
Well, that's
Sativa makes some people anxious.
well, that's why you smoke them both at the same time. No, I'm just messing
Puppy
with
uppers and doggy downers all at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Are you a camper? Do you like going into the
you. Yeah,
woods?
I love camping and hunting and being outside. Yep.
Eduardo's telling me something, but I'm confused as to what. Shanna, I'm posting for you to ask, not. So I guess I shouldn't read Eduardo's comments. I'm not sure. I'm confused. Easily confused. Blunt, joint, bowl, or bong?
I'm not picky.
What's your sign?
Pisces.
Bunny wants to know. Pisces. My son is a Pisces.
Yep. It could be Aquarius. I'm technically only a couple days away from being Aquarius, but you want to get technical.
I'm a Gemini on the cusp of being a Cancer, which some would argue most Geminis are. Oh. Is Misfit a camper? And then S says, I meant in Call of Duty terms.
Let me see here. Oh, Call of Duty terms? No. Nope.
What is a camper in Call of Duty? What does that
You
question
just
mean?
sit in a corner and wait for somebody to run past you.
That's what's called a little bitch.
Yep.
That is the worst. I like when I play video games to turn up my earphones all the way and listen.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I got the good earphones.
Me too.
Headphones, whatever. Bunny says, Sniper. Dragonlair says, yep, Geminis are multiple people. Casual was born on May 29th. Oh, Eduardo's posting questions in chat for me to ask you. That's kind of what I was thinking was going on.
Cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's excited to get to meet you.
Yeah,
Thanks
like I said, I've been around for a long time. I got busy for a while and everything else, and I'm just now finding the time to be able to actually do something like this. I've always had the intention.
Dee Dee says, yep, good Shanna, bad Shanna. I'm like, dang it, that makes me want to do something bad now. I don't even know why. Okay, Casual Aquatic said May 29th. Dennis Christensen said May 29th. Is that both their birthdays, you figure? They have birthdays on the same day? Or is May 29th something that, like, a clue I'm not getting?
If it is, I'm not getting it.
Nope, it's both their birthdays.
Okay.
Casual just said, no way.
Finally catched up here.
Uh-oh, somebody got accidentally timed out because Lori's kitten was on the keyboard. Aqua Garden Zen is a Cancer. Cancer's the crab. Dee Dee's an Aquarius. It's the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
I know that song. I'll be right back, though. I really got to pee, and I'm almost half-ass dancing in my pants here, so give me 2 seconds here,
I
guys.
hope everything comes out all right, buddy.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Look, you guys, he's so new, he doesn't even have an avatar yet. Eduardo's a Scorpio. All right, guys, what else should I ask? What do you want to know? What do I want to know? Yes, he is avatarless. And Aqua Garden Zen has a Scorpio moon here. I don't know what my moon is. Probably Uranus. Don't shake it more than once. Shenanigans is correct. Ask him if aliens are real. Wait, never mind. Might be a bad time. Does he have siblings? That's a good question. I think he seems wonderful, and it's so nice that he mentioned that he came on here to do a live stream. When he mentioned something about positions, I slapped my hands. Oh my gosh, coming over here from ladies' night, I was like, what do I do with my hands? I don't know. And Dragonlair is a Scorpio rising Virgo moon for this Capricorn. Very cool. Ask him if we live on a flat or round Earth. I suppose these are good questions to ask. Which
All
we
right.
So we have questions for you.
I see that.
Are aliens real?
Fuck yeah. Are you kidding me?
Nice. Nice. Do we live on a flat or a round Earth?
Well, I'll let you decide.
The answer is round. Do you know that the only thing flat earthers fear is sphere itself? Yep, the dumb jokes are free, people. I'm not asking him that. Well, good. Good to know.
That's being smart ass.
Well, and the upside is you do seem like a real man. So
I try.
I'm sure that's what you came here for tonight was validation as far as your manhood, and
Yep.
you've received it.
Yep. That's all I needed.
Yep, all us ladies on the internet.
I bet.
Dee Dee says Brennan busted us because he can read, and we forgot. Oh, now you're a real boy.
Oh, shit.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. But now I'm getting tired of dogs, too. Damn dogs.
Do you have dogs?
Yeah, I have two. They're
What kind?
quiet as hell. I have a German wide or German Weimaraner, and then I have a I don't know, it's a lab and greyhound mix, but she looks like a scrawny little lab. It's weird. But they're both sweethearts, super quiet. Super, super quiet. They go to bed at like 9 o'clock on the dot every night. They're funny. They're good dogs. I just don't have time for them as much as I would like.
Do you walk the dogs or do you have a yard or
Yeah, I
both?
walk the dogs tonight, and I have a yard. I take them to the shop with me quite a bit too. I just can only do so much. You know what I mean?
What do you drive? Pickup, car, or motorcycle?
I have a work truck, and it's just a blue or a white utility truck, and then I have a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
SUV.
Mhm.
Option D.
I'm looking for your question, Bunny, but I can't find it. Oh, which way I park my junk? Jeez.
No, that's the one I said I wasn't going to ask.
Oh, shut up. Whatever's comfortable.
Bunny says, I didn't really want to know. I just wanted to hear her ask him. Thanks. Thanks, Bunny. And Dee Dee wants to know if Casual's running a vibrator or something. And it's getting late, so I have to move to the other room so I don't bother my roommate. So I'm going to turn off my camera, but I'll still be able to hear you and talk.
Sounds good.
And look how awesome I look in cartoon form. It's
Heck
really
yeah.
my best look. If I could walk around like that 24/7, I would. I'd be a cartoon in real
Man,
life.
yeah, I'm extremely like technology illiterate. I'm surprised I even managed to figure out how to do this. So I probably end up having to pay somebody to do that for me.
All right, I'm just getting everything unplugged and moving here.
Oh, you're good. Favorite ice cream? Have you ever had the? It's a limited edition, and it only came out over the last like 2 years. But it's called Valraven. It's by Toffs. It's
I haven't.
so damn good. Oh, it's got like these little like square chocolate truffles and caramel and like chocolate. And, oh, it's amazing. Salted caramel, if I might add.
I love salted caramel. So at my old house when I lived like more in town, there was a Stumptown espresso and a salt and straw ice cream place. And the
Hmm.
Stumptown on my walk was first and salt and straw was second. So I would go to Stumptown and get 2 shots of espresso in a big cup. And then I'd walk down to the ice cream place, salt and straw, and get a scoop of salted caramel ice cream, and I would put that into the 2 shots of espresso. And it
Mm,
was what I like to call fat girl delight.
it sounds pretty damn good. And
Amazing.
Eduardo, no, actually, I'm actually in the market to look for somebody to make a logo for me so I can start making merch and stuff. Um, yeah, my opinion on bioactive, whatever floats your boat, dude. If you want to make something nice and fancy, you can. But if the animal doesn't need it and you don't have to and you don't want to, don't. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise because that's fucking bullshit.
What is bioactive?
um, it's a natural way of processing the waste from your reptiles and amphibians and stuff. It's
Oh,
kind of like a deep substrate for reptiles. You have layers of like actual like soil, and then you have something like lava rock or something like that, and then you have a screen, and you have water underneath that, something so it goes down through the soil and filters it out. And then you also add like springtails and little roly poly bugs, isopods, and stuff in there that'll eat all the physical matter and stuff like that. Um, UV on reptiles. Yes, some animals do. Turtles, certain snakes and stuff like that. But other stuff like ball pythons. Um, no, you don't have to. And if you go and look at all these massive breeders and stuff and see what they do, and they keep these reptiles, and they're keeping them in 6 foot tall, 12 foot long racks in 5 gallon tubs by the thousands, and that's it. All they do is heat the room to temperature, and that's it. And they're fine like that. So certain animals don't need it, but others most definitely do. Um, yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll let her ask.
oh, wait. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
What am I? Shanna, isn't it past your bedtime? I mean, I do what I want. Don't tell me how to live my life. I want to hang out. And maybe it is past my bedtime. But yeah, you're not my daddy, Matt. Mm. What is the biggest fish you currently keep?
Um, got a 2 foot fire eel at my shop and a couple of pretty big saddle or indicatory bisers. That's the biggest stuff I keep for myself.
Aqua Garden Zen says my crested gecko and my bearded dragon are in bioactive.
Nice.
And Eduardo says to ask me, I have connections. Ask me about what? The logo? I don't know. I mean, my connections are very limited. So, like for my logo, I went on to Fiverr, and it was like $100. Also, I have Jason, who's my co-host on Saturday Morning Cartoons and producer on Ladies Night,
Mm,
and he's really good at that stuff. Like I bought the logos and then he put it all together.
okay. I just haven't know. I just don't know what I want.
Yeah, that's the hard part, coming up with the idea. I
My
think if
biggest
you
thing is
pay a
I'm trying
bunch
to
more
keep.
money,
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my business and all this completely separate. So I'm trying to come up with like a whole new logo and everything.
oh wow.
Yeah, this ain't about my business. I ain't trying to make money out of all this.
Yeah, I can't I don't know. I'm blown away that I have as many followers as I do. Like once I hit 200, I was like that's it. That's it. There's no way. But people just keep coming. And then you hit the point where you can be monetized if you want
Mm-hmm.
to.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you're really smart. You could do all of that. Another thing I was thinking that would be oh, wait. Sorry.
What was that?
I'm trying to turn my camera back on. There we go. I'm back in the prison bed. Sorry, guys. Here's my hands. Everything's fine.
Hand check.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
my God. I remember hand checks.
Dragonlary, I have, yes. And it is true. They do like to be a little more arboreal. But I've also, from reading other studies, learned it's really more like locales or where they're found specifically is what judges that. Because I know in their natural habitat in Africa and stuff, some places are wetter than other. When it gets a little too wet, they'll shimmy up a little more, hang out a little bit harder. But in other areas where it's a lot more dry, they seem to be a lot more terrestrial. That's the research I've accumulated, anyways. So don't take me on it too deeply.
So, more arboreal means in the trees and more terrestrial means on the ground?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Just checking for chat in case they didn't know. I
Yeah.
totally knew. Definitely.
Don't trust me. I'm not a very scientifically named person, so you it's not usually not saying scientific shit.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah, I
thought
was
about
going to say.
what's up.
I said, oh, yeah, I was going to say, you could make instructional videos on how to do stuff because you do all sorts of stuff.
I could, I could. That's kind of where I'm leaning. I want to try to do a little bit of everything. I don't want to just stick to one thing or the other. Put about I don't know. I'm not I'm not one to really take very many pictures or stuff like that very often. So it's kind of way out of my league. So my content's going to be pretty crappy for a while. But once I get to a point I feel comfortable releasing decent content for everybody, yeah, I'll start doing more stuff like that.
Just remember, you have, hold on, wait, let's see. You have 43 people anxiously waiting to see whatever the hell it is you want to show us.
Oh, I'm not here to show nobody nothing really. I'm here to just be me and give everybody else something to do. But I'm not gonna hide nothing either. You guys want to know something or say something? Sure.
We want to know it all. We want to see it all. Everything.
I bet you do.
Oh,
What you say? What's up?
what do you give the Cleveland Aquarium 1 out of 10 on out of 10?
6, maybe. There's been a lot of dirty shit that's went out of that place. A lot of dirty shit that's going on at that place. Like Tiger King shit that's going on at that place. One of the previous coordinators of the place actually got it, whereas I went to prison for it and shit like that. So I'm sure it's better now. But the last time I won it was pretty shitty.
Do you want to answer? He said by the lake, so ask him what he gives OFR 1 to 10.
I've actually met them. They're a pretty cool guy. I think he's a great guy. I think he's just chasing after a little more clout than what he is capable of. If that's a nice, I don't know if that's a nice way of putting it, but I'm trying to be nice about it. Good people, and I respect what they're trying to do. And I've spent a little bit of time there. They do have troubles with stuff, yeah, but every fish keeper does. And when you're working with 15, 20,000 gallon systems, man, shit goes wrong a lot. And I understand that a little more than most people would, I guess. So those guys, I give them a 7 out of 10.
Nice.
For sure. Personally. Turn my camera off for a second here. Still talking though.
S says we are pure souls in Cincinnati. I'm not sure what that means. S says, or Casual Aquatic says that's a fair statement.
Yeah. I try to be a pretty evenly headed person. You'll even find I'm not like politic wise or anything. I don't give a shit one way or another. I don't like either of them. I don't like either parties. I don't like either candidates. I don't care about none of it. That's kind of how I feel about most things. I try to be neutral. So
I don't even try to be neutral. Normally, before I've even had a chance to really think it through, I've got an opinion. Then I think it through.
oh, don't get me wrong. I've got my opinions, but my opinions and other people's opinions. I mean, I avoid a fight more than anything because I just not going to deal with the dumb shit. But my personal opinion about all this, I don't give a damn about politics. So overwhelmed with it all.
I stopped watching the news. I had to give myself like a brain break from all of it.
Yep. Don't get me wrong, a lot of it affects me because I am a business owner and stuff, but I mean, at the end of the day, ain't nothing I do is going to change a goddamn thing about what they want to do with my money. So
S says, I have to mess with all North Ohio residences. It's the duty of South Ohio people.
oh, dude, I'd 100% rather live down south in Ohio. Cincinnati, Portsmouth, Ashland area is great.
Matt says, S, giving away details. I'm going to find you, kid. S says, do it. Looks like a rumble going down. John the fisherman agrees with you. He says it ain't worth dealing with the dumb shit.
Not at all. Not at all. That, like, I'm the type of person, it takes a lot to piss me off. So, like, if I just let the shit keep happening, eventually I'm just going to get pissed off. So I just avoid it altogether.
Smart. What was your favorite subject in school?
Science and history.
Did you go to college?
Yep, for aquarium, both residential and industrial aquarium maintenance.
Oh, that's cool.
Which includes husbandry and species specifics and all sorts of different shit.
Oh, that's awesome. Where did you go? Where's that program at?
One of them I went through animal behavioral college. That's for more of your basic business stuff. And the other college I went through was through the Ohio State University, through an industrial course. That was to qualify me for working on industrial filtration systems and stuff.
Like, is that like what they have at like
Zoos
Cleveland?
and yeah,
Yeah.
yep. I'm qualified to work on all that stuff.
That's pretty sick.
You ever changed an 8-foot filter sock?
Nope.
It's a pain in the dick and it stinks worse than you could ever imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Do you really save 10% by switching to Geico?
I've never used Geico, so I wouldn't fucking know.
Well, there you go, casual. And S says, so you are a Buckeye.
I guess.
I think it's an Ohio thing. I'm not sure.
I just live here, dude. I don't claim here.
S says that's pretty cool though. Professionalism is the key. Yeah, no, because most of the people I know who talk about starting an aquarium maintenance business are like hobbyists.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it would be a lot different to maintain a huge variety of tanks than it is to take care of your own fish room.
It is. It is. And then biggest thing between like the maintenance that Granny's going to do on her 20-gallon Molly tank compared to what I'm going to do there is, I mean, husbandry. It's ass backwards, believe it or not. When you work it on such scales like that, it's just out of this world. It's so tedious. I mean, that 3,000-gallon tank that I just completed and showed you guys, that's taken me 8 months to put together and do properly. So most people don't have the experience they actually need to be able to put together the systems properly in the first place. They think they do because they watch YouTube videos, but they don't. And I do have some horse-faced loaches. They're freaking awesome. They're cuter than hell, but they're feisty little buggers. Same thing with sumo loaches, dude. Sumo loaches are dicks.
So you probably don't like badgers?
They're a pretty cool animal.
I know that honey badgers don't give a fuck.
Right?
Matt says YouTube expert in the house right here. Because nothing you see on YouTube is blatantly lying or false or misleading
Nothing.
or just poorly sourced information. Mm-mm. Is Barry Manilow your favorite singer? Please say no.
No, I can't say he is. Sorry.
Do you believe in the Ohio Minnesota battle? John Legend mentioned it on The Voice once.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, if I'm being honest. I have no idea.
So, Matt is a YouTube expert and he has his doctorate in Google search.
Fuck. Hey, I use a lot of Google too, man. I don't know everything.
I remember before Google, but I don't remember how I figured things out. I think I just like went at it blindly.
I read a lot of books.
I read a lot of books, but none of them had any. Like, as a kid, we had the world encyclopedias,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like we didn't have cable or anything, and it was before the internet. And like, I got tired of playing outside, and I would just read the encyclopedias. But none of that was actually like useful information. It's great for trivia. Like, I know a bunch of really random ass shit. Like,
Right.
Mary Queen of Scots was the first female golfer. Whoa, he pushed a button. Hi, guys. I'm all alone.
Oops. Push the wrong button. My bad.
Bunny Viper has a badger in her freezer.
How the fuck did that get there?
I'm thinking she put it there. Oh, she was a taxidermist, so it's probably something
Oh,
to do with that.
okay. Makes a little more sense now.
Dee Dee's going to bed, and Dragonlair is hallucinating. He says,
Night, Dee
"Keep
Dee.
my side of the bed warm, Dee Dee. I'll be there soon." Yeah, Tony might have a problem with that. I wouldn't mess with Tony. Bunny has a freezer full of hides.
Got the first pheasant I ever shot. Taxidermy off my wall in the living room. It's a gold pheasant.
Taxidermy is super cool.
It depends. If you taxidermy your dog, you're weird.
Mm, I would taxidermy that wiener dog I had if he hadn't forsaken me for my roommate. I wasn't actually all that bummed about it, but like, definitely not a loyal companion. I had this wiener dog that would bite you and would spite, piss, and shit on the floor. Like, he'd hold it while he was outside so he could come inside and shit on the floor because he
Oh
was a
no.
little bastard.
Oh no. Oh
And
no, 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 no. I couldn't do
yeah, well, like, he also bit. So, like, if I took him to the pound, they were going to put him down. And I was like, is a turd on the floor worth a death sentence? No. I mean, he wasn't trainable.
that. Right.
And so then I was working full time and my roommate works from home. And so she would watch him. And then he just decided he was all about her. And what being all about her means is that he shits her bed. Like, I would have murdered him for that. Like, he
Right.
just shit the floor with me. With her, it's her bed.
Mm-mm. No fucking way.
Terrible dog. What about
Nope.
your cat? Do you have a cat? Brennan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh no, I don't have a cat. I used to, but he died, and he was the only cat I ever liked. He was like 14 years old when he died.
Okay. You have to make a piece to smoke out of with the 3 closest items to you. What are you smoking out of?
I could make a bong out of a fish tank if that counts.
Mine's super easy. I got a soda can.
I mean,
Also, I probably have a pipe closer than that soda can was.
I got a sealed lid sitting next to me. What I do is stick a tube in there and put a bong slide in it, and I'm good to go. I think this.
Okay. Bunny Viper says, the weirdest thing I ever got hired to do was stuff a lady's pet cat's arm. She wanted to keep it in a box so she could pet it forever. What the fuck? I kept its head and mounted it as Victorian humor.
And just so we are clear, I am a concentrates kind of guy. I like my waxes and my dabs.
One time, I I hadn't smoked in years, and my buddy had a blunt, and I was like, "Dude, let me hit that." And so we went over to my little apartment, and it was him and his buddy and me, and we passed it around. And
Froze there. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hello, hello. Hello? something to happen here. Okay, cool. Oh, man. Might have to send her another invite. Nope, nope, there she is.
My internet crashed.
Oh, you're fine. Surprised mine hasn't.
Where was I? I don't know. I lost it. I panicked when the internet went away. I got the spinning wheels of death, and it was like, oh my God, what happened? Shanna From, should I put her in my freezer? You were saying, oh, the Blunt story. So I was sitting on the couch, and they're like just talking, and I couldn't get up because I wasn't sure I could actually walk, and I didn't know if I had peed myself. That's how high I was.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I got high, I got so high, I was sitting at a table, and I remember looking around the room and it looking like I was in the beginning opening or the ending scene of that 70s show when their faces are kind of blown up a little bit and they're going around in a circle like that. That's exactly what I felt and saw. It was so funny. The like THC patches, no.
I haven't. But basically every other way to consume cannabis I have. I didn't even know patches were a thing.
Yeah, me either.
I've used nicotine patches.
I have not.
It didn't work. I still use nicotine.
I found quitting cold turkey worked better than anything myself.
Yeah, I kind of found that too, but it's the worst. I keep
It is.
trying to find an easier, softer way, but I
Mm-hmm.
have not.
Yeah.
Shatter or crumble?
I like it all, but it's got to be clean. And
How
personally, I
much
like
was your rig?
butters and diamonds. Which one? My cheapest one was like $13. My expensive one was about $800. I didn't pay that, but
Everybody says cold turkey is the only way. In stereo, they said it.
my favorite one though is just this stupid little cheap thing.
Yes. He says, LOL. He said, which one? Then he says, we can be friends.
Yeah, Bunny, I definitely notice the older I get, the more it's taken. It takes a little bit.
I think my favorite is still just like a pipe, smoking weed, like some
Oh
super
yeah.
good flower.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite strain?
Chem Dog all the way.
Oh, I love
I
purple
like the sour
punch.
purple punch too. It's nice too. I just like the sour pungent of the Kim Dog for some reason. Yeah, and it hits hard.
That and the one I haven't been able to find in forever is ATF, which I think was Alaskan Thunderfuck, but I
It is.
can't remember for sure. That shit was like the perfect weed for me.
Um, I also liked what was it? Northern Lights was all right. I liked Green Crack Bunny is one of my favorites as well.
Oh, I cannot do green crack. It ratchets up my anxiety so goddamn bad. I'm like, I get literally all paranoid. And I've been smoking weed since I was like 13 years old. Like, I don't like paranoid about what?
Me too. Well, I'll stay on camera, but I'm going to mute myself for a second because this is going to be loud for a second.
Okay. Old school flower, just chilling with friends, thinking up the best ideas ever that you can't remember the next day. That is the truth. I have such great ideas. And then it's like gone. That's just normal. Like, I don't even have to be high for that. Just happens. See something shiny and it's gone. Bunny, it is so easy to make butter. You can literally, it's better if you like, I forget what temperature you bring it up to, but you bring it up to a certain temperature and then put it in like butter in a crock pot and just let it steep.
As
Like
long as
keep.
it doesn't get over 300 degrees, it's usually good.
I always just put raw, not like, I mean dried, cured, but directly into the butter and let it go overnight in a crock pot on low and then strain it and good to go.
Yeah, that's what I do. I use coconut oil or vegetable oil. You even use regular butter too. But I let mine cook down for God 6, 7, 8 hours.
S says best part of dabs and fish keeping is the temperature gun that becomes a multifunctional tool. I don't understand.
To get a good dab, you have to get it to like a good temperature or the right temperature. So with a heat gun, you can get to that right temperature and know what that temperature is every time.
Oh, I thought you just heated it up till it glowed super red and then you waited like until you thought it was just a little bit too long and then did it.
No, that'll burn the shit out of your throat.
Yeah, it does. And it makes you cough until you think you're going to throw up and you put your arms over your head and you turn bright red and then you get the anxiety sweats. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
And you don't know if you're high or just oxygen deprived.
yep.
Mm. How much weed to oil butter? Need it to kick my ass. Gosh, I don't even know.
Quarter
Trying to think.
into one
Yeah.
batch of brownies and eat the whole batch.
I mean, isn't that what brownies are for? A batch is a single serving. Everybody knows that. Casual says cough to get off.
Yeah, I'm
How
gonna
do you
try
like how do you like your eggs?
sunny side up.
I'm sorry, it glitched. I didn't hear you.
Sunny side up.
Oh, that's good. Bacon or sausage?
Bacon. Not a scrub.
Pineapple on pizza?
Hell no.
I love pineapple on Canadian bacon pizza.
Like I like Canadian bacon on pizza, but fuck the pineapple.
It's so good though.
I do love pineapple though. I'll eat it straight. I don't give a shit. I like it.
What's your favorite Munchies food? What's your go-to?
Pretzels. Dude, I love pretzels, man. I'm telling you.
It's
Just
like a whole thing, huh?
yeah. I
I'm
also like
clicking off my camera
salt and
for 1
vinegar
second.
chips. I mean, there's fucking. I'm not too picky. What are your guys' favorites?
My favorite is fried eggs with sourdough toast.
Sounds good.
With the yolks runny and the toast lightly toasted.
Fuck yeah.
Also, big fan of mint and chocolate together.
Dude, Andy's mints are like everything.
Yeah. Casual Aquatic says some banana nut bread, fresh loaf, just baked in vanilla ice cream.
Minus the vanilla ice cream, but fuck yeah. I love banana bread. Cheese Danishes are one of my favorites too.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Even the shitty ones, like the really cheap pre-packaged ones, I like.
Right. For real.
A good Danish is hard to beat.
I like fucking ramen too. I don't give a shit. I love ramen.
Like plain top ramen?
Yep.
Like, ugh. It's
Beef.
always so disappointing. It never tastes the way I think it will.
I like the beef.
I like beef.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Big fan. Big fan of beef. I like meatloaf, but I
Meatloaf
put
is
some
one of my
sausage in
favorite
it.
meals. I
Mm-hmm.
do. I make like a bacon wrapped meatloaf. It's so good.
What do you put in your meatloaf? What's in your
Crackers and
meat?
eggs and spices, and that's about it. I don't put
Mm,
onions and peppers and shit in there.
I love meatloaf. I put
Yes.
horseradish and cheese and onions and garlic, no peppers, because peppers take over the flavor their flavor takes over everything. And I like doing crushed up potato chips in it, because why not?
Shit.
And some sausage.
Oh yeah.
Also, steak
Mm.
with sauce or without?
Both. I like either or.
What's your favorite steak sauce?
A1. There's no
Yes.
comparison.
What are your feelings about wasabi?
It burns like a motherfucker.
It burns so good or it burns hell no?
I mean, I could deal with it, but I don't like it.
I love it. I want it to make me cry and sweat. Like, I mix it with just enough soy sauce to make like a sludge that I dunk my sushi pieces in.
I like it on a little bit of sushi. That's about it. And I'm really picky with my sushi too.
I've used sushi simply as a way to get wasabi in my face.
I mean,
I get like cucumber, cream cheese, avocado rolls.
have you ever had true actual wasabi?
No, I've just had the green stuff at sushi restaurants.
Mm, the real stuff is fucking ridiculous.
Hmm. What about horseradish? Same.
It's all right.
I love horseradish on a French dip sandwich.
Um, I like it on hot dogs every now and then.
I've never had horseradish on a hot dog. I'm gonna
What?
have to try that. Yeah, who puts
Mustard,
horseradish on a hot dog?
mustard, ketchup, or not horseradish. I was thinking of relish. What the fuck?
Like horseradish on a
No,
hot dog. Is this
no.
some
I
weird
use
Ohio
horseradish
thing?
for like summer sausage. I use that
Yes.
with crackers, and I make a nice use ketchup and that and a couple other things to make a nice dip for it.
I am absolutely obsessed with summer sausage. One of my top 10 favorite things. Can't get enough of it in my face. Love that shit.
It's pretty good. Me and my grandfather made it for years. I like making my own jerky too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does it come with a special sauce?
It can.
What kind of sauce would you have with jerky? Oh, I guess like teriyaki or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Normally it comes in a marinade. You marinate into it before you dry it or you smoke it.
Mm-hmm. 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 I'm just thinking of nothing but sexual innuendos over here.
Well, let her rip. What I mean, sounds like it's
No,
getting
I'm
pretty
being
horny.
good. I'm being good. I'm being good. Nope. This is your first time out. Like, can't just
I'm here for everybody to have
go
fun.
full
That's
ladies'
it.
night. S says the best steak sauce is using the fond. I think that's a typo, but I don't know what the word's supposed to be. When you make the steak out of butter and a little heavy cream, it's like steak gravy.
Yeah. Tell you what, though, one of the best steaks I ever had was at Texas. It was at some fucking super expensive steakhouse, and all they did was pan fry this fucking thing in butter. It was $120 for 2 plates, but my God, it was the best steak I ever had in my fucking life. It was just fried in a fucking pan with butter.
I am like, I pride myself on my ability to make steaks, and I do pan seared, and then I finish it off in the oven, topped with butter, and then you pull it, let it rest, and it's like just a line of red and then pink and then brown on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's so good.
Sounds like it. I make a mean ass corned beef brisket.
I fucking love corned beef. I love beef. Just all the beef. In all the contexts. All of it.
Ass, don't worry about it, dude. I'm shitty at typing too, man.
I've never cooked a prime rib before.
Takes time.
How long?
Depends on what recipe you take. Like me, the way I make it takes well over like 8 hours or so.
Mm. That's how you get all that goodness in there.
Look, yeah.
Time on task.
There ain't nothing that's good without juice. That's all I'm gonna say.
Are you saying you like things to be moist?
Who the fuck doesn't?
Some people don't even like the word moist.
Well, they're fucking weird then, because they don't like being moist. And what the fuck's in your mouth?
That's a question I'm always asking myself. Like, what's in my mouth?
I'm just being a smart ass. No.
Mm-hmm.
Form of chicken, I really like hibachi chicken, like the kind of hibachi they cook right the fuck in front of you, kind of hibachi chicken. Just something about it.
Bunny Viper says, I have a shrimp etouffee recipe passed down through a friend that was from some famous chef and restaurant in Louisiana. It's simple, expensive, and absolutely amazing.
It sounds super good.
Have you ever used a sous vide before?
Hmm.
Dragon Lair got one for Christmas, and my roommate had one, and I don't really like what it does. Turns everything like white. Like it's cooked but really pale looking.
Interesting. I like
Hmm.
air fryers. Air fryers are pretty neat.
Those are slick because stuff actually tastes deep fried. Well, I mean, it doesn't taste oily, but it's like the same texture.
Right.
Are you a fan of gas station food?
Fuck yeah, dude. I lived on gas station food for years.
JoJo's. There are nothing
The,
better than JoJo's from a gas station.
right. Or the cheap ass roller dogs.
Hmm. I've eaten my fair share of those with like chili that comes out of a sauce dispenser.
Yeah. And it takes a dick year to come out because it just comes out in little spurts.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Nothing like
That and
eating
those.
fucking nachos out of foam coffee cups in your fucking truck.
I had a buddy who once drank a whole bag of nacho cheese on a dare.
Oh, fuck. I had a bet in high school that I couldn't drink a whole fucking gallon of vitamin D milk, and I fucking did it. That hurt.
Mm-mm.
That hurt. Speaking of that, dude, I don't know about y'all, but I fucking love milk. Milk is the shit.
Mm-hmm. Milk always gets rid of my heartburn.
Mm-hmm. It's a base.
It's delicious. And it goes in cereal. Speaking of, what is your favorite kind of cereal? You can pick two kinds if you can't pick just one.
You know what are they? They look like the rice pops. They're little brown pieces. You got the little black line going through them, kind of. I don't know. There's many different names for them. I don't know what they're called rice pops here, but yeah, that's my favorite. They're sweet. I don't know that or pops. Pops was my favorite when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Comes in that stupid, weird aluminum foil bag.
Casual Aquatic says, I had a bet that I couldn't swallow a spoonful of cinnamon without a drink. Boy, was I dumb. Yeah, that would be brutal. Casual agrees with you. Pops are the shit.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, I think Sundays from now on, I'm going to be doing a kind of like the same thing I'm doing here on Discord on Father Fish channel. So if you guys ever want to stop in, then let me know. I think I got it set at like 9 o'clock at night. So, but that one everybody can come up and do whatever. So
And that's 9
everybody's able
Central
to
Time,
talk to
right?
each other. But, what's that?
That's 9 Central?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Eastern Central or Eastern. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm tired. It's been a long day.
You about ready to wrap it up?
No, honestly, I probably got another few hours in me if I was to be honest.
Oh, sweet Jesus. I can't go for another
I
few
mean,
hours.
let me know whenever you're ready to be done. We can stop this. I don't mind.
Well, you don't have to, like, you can keep going without me.
Oh, I know.
It'll probably be hard because I'm pretty awesome, but I promise you'll find a way. You have to carry on.
For a first stream, 2 hours, pretty good. I think I'm all right with that.
Soda, water, or juice?
I like all of it, man. I got a Pepsi sitting here. I got a fucking whole case of water sitting in the other room. I like V8. So, I mean, I'm not really picky.
I love V8. Remember those V8 commercials where everybody was like on a 45?
Right. That's super weird.
How do you feel about holidays?
They're okay. My family doesn't really do much, so I don't really do a whole lot of festivity-wise things, but I make sure my daughter and I have a good time, that's for sure. I'm not too much of a religious person, so.
What about siblings?
I have one real brother, a stepbrother, and a stepsister.
Are you guys close?
Yeah, well, we're pretty close. I'm the oldest out of everyone.
Do you like to beat them up a lot?
No, we were
Did you
never like
used
that.
to?
Nope.
Never? You
When
weren't
we
a
were young,
violent child at
we
all?
not really.
Hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I've gotten fights and stuff in school and stuff, but when we were younger, we weren't really close. It wasn't until we started getting older we got closer. So.
I was a heathen as a child.
Oh, I caused some trouble too, but
I got my little brother to pee on the electric fence twice. The second time really took some convincing, but I won him over. Yeah. I was an ass.
hey, it might not have been my brother, but I remember I straight pushed one of my buddies into an electric fence once. Straight up pushed him.
You can just grab them and drag them to the fence and hang on to them and then grab the fence and they get shocked and you don't.
Oh no, I pushed him. He was like hung up over it, like at the waist. Like you got it.
Oh, shoot. Right in the business?
Yeah, he kicked my fucking phone out of my hand.
Well, I mean, it isn't the internet, man. It's the real world. There's consequences for that shit.
Well, I never found that phone again. Never. So, yeah, pushed his ass in an electric fence. I don't know. I was a dumb kid. I think I was like 18 or no, 16 or 17. I wasn't 18 yet. But yeah, I plan on doing some panel streams quite a bit actually. My main focus for the community is try to get all of us, the people who are in all this big serious streams and time all the time, to get to know each other more instead of just randomly in streams all the time. So that's more so my goal than a lot of other things.
Creating community.
Mhm.
Dude,
All right,
you're at
Dragon Lady, you have a good night, man.
46 subscribers.
I know. Thank you guys very much.
S says peeing on the electric fence is cruel. I know. I said I was an ass.
No, telling him it's not on is cruel.
No, I told him that pee doesn't conduct electricity.
It doesn't, but
It does enough.
you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't like if I was gonna go back and redo my childhood, I would skip that part. But like he also bugged me a lot, so you know,
The
I was
hell
an
is on?
ass.
Yeah. It's a lot of assholes out there.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not the biggest asshole.
I'm sorry. Okay. We're all friends here. I don't mean to sound like say this, but I mean, I wish Rico was here so I could say it to him, but I don't feel Rico should have apologized for a fucking thing the other day at all.
Wait, what? What did Rico have to apologize
Somebody
for?
threw a fit to that fucking RO unit, and
Oh,
he felt so bad about it. He made a video apologizing and spent his own money to go out and get another one to do another giveaway for it because somebody got real butthurt. And I
well,
just,
whoever that person is, you're a shitbag. I
mm,
hope you're fucking happy, and I
I,
hope you don't win anything because
I
it was a
felt
giveaway.
so bad for Rico, man. And you could tell in the video he was upset about it. And that's what upset me more than anything. I don't even know who it was who said anything. I just saw that video and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't read it until after the fact, I should say. Yeah, the RO.
Mm. Well, I know the giveaway was on Fish Kid stream, and like people were upset they didn't get the notification. And like, here's the big secret to YouTube, y'all. Like, if you want to get notifications about somebody's stuff, one, you got to be subscribed to them. Two, you have to hit the alerts bell. Three, you have to actually watch their content sometimes when it comes out. If you don't ever watch their content, you're not going to get notified of stuff.
That and half the time it fucks up anyways. So
Yeah. I would feel like if you're that attached to getting the RO unit, you would know what the schedule was and make sure you were there in the stream. Not depend on YouTube's hinky notification system.
but yeah, I'm actually good friends with a lot of the people over there at New England Reptile, which is a great content creator. Content creators. You guys ever would want to learn something about reptiles or anything like that, head over to New England Reptile on Twitch or on YouTube. It's pretty great people.
Yeah, I don't know their channel.
Yeah, Kevin McCurley, the owner, he is really, really well known in the reptile industry. He's actually done a lot of personal work with what's his name? Dude got stung in the chest with the goddamn stingray. Steve Irwin.
Oh, Irwin.
And he's been on all sorts of like talk shows with him and stuff. Done a lot. I helped him with a lot of his animals and stuff like that. He's bred a lot of animals that nobody else has been able to breed, and he is one of the country's largest breeders of water monitors and all sorts of different types of monitors and ball pythons and reticulated pythons. But yeah, he's a really great guy. Learn a hell of a lot from him. And a lot of the medical information that he does with those guys does pertain to fish too. And it does work for fish too. So give him a look. I'm actually, as they put it, head moderator of all their social media and stuff over there as well.
Well, look at you, fancy pants.
I didn't ask for none of it. They just kind of gave it to me. I've just been around for a long time.
Okay, fancy old pants.
Yes. They're just good people.
So, manual transmission or automatic?
Depends on what the car is.
Okay. Fast car.
I mean, if the car was originally built to have a stick shift in it, it's gonna have to go a stick shift. But if not, I mean, why the fuck spend the money to put a stick shift in a car that doesn't have one or wasn't built for one? Is pointless to me. Unless you're trying to make a fucking race car. But I don't know. Just depends on the car.
Drag races or oval? or road course?
All of them, really. They all have their own skill. One that gets me is the figure eight ones where they're all fucking crossing each other and shit.
Oh my gosh.
Going like 200 mile an hour.
Terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
S wants to know, do you think it's harder or easier setting up new tanks as you progressively have set up more tanks with your business?
Kind of confused by the last part of it. Do you meaning like beneficial bacteria wise? Like because I already have some, I find it easier to start new tanks? Is that what you mean? Cycling?
We'll give him a moment to clarify and handle this urgent question. Boobs or butt?
I like both. Legs too. Okay, I like well proportioned women. How about that?
It's perfectly acceptable. He says replace or with off, but that doesn't really. Do you think it's harder or easier? So that or's right. Setting up new tanks as you progressively set off more tanks with your business. That how high are you, S?
I mean, it's definitely easier setting up new tanks and stuff, like because I already have a way to cycle a tank within 24 hours. So in that sense, yeah, it's easier. Um, but if you mean like setting up, well, here we go. Just in general, find this. Well, I just make sure they're educated enough to understand that the tank sizes that they're going to need more than anything. And if they're not going to be okay with that, I just won't do business with them because I'm not going to sell somebody a fish that's going to get 4 foot long if they're not willing to spend the money on a tank that's going to suit them for the rest of their life. You know what I mean?
That's fucking epic that you work for yourself and can do that.
It is nice. Sometimes I feel like a dick though, because
Mm,
there is a lot of people like in situations like that. I've straight flat out told somebody no.
I like that though. You're sticking up for the fishes.
Mm-hmm. Well, that like it makes it like because I don't actually spend money on advertisement, and I am by recommendation and word of mouth. Like my work is my advertisement, so I mean, I'm not just gonna put something together that it's just gonna cause me problems down the road. You know,
Yeah.
There's,
What's the biggest mistake that you see people like coming into having fish tanks making?
I'm sorry, repeat that. I was reading casual as a question or casual.
Yeah. What is the biggest mistake you see or the most common mistake you see people making when they're like before they've come to you, either when they're planning it or when they've gotten something set up on their own? Like what are they screwing up? What are they missing the boat on?
Pulling their information from one singular source.
Mm,
That is the biggest thing. You can't do that, especially in the fish hobby. It's constantly evolving, constantly learning new things. You just can't. Um, And I know that better than anyone because of what I do. I have to know all these new pieces of equipment. I have to know all these new species coming out. I have to know all the new husbandry, scientific requirements that are coming out. I have to know all this and stay up on top of all that. And to see people go in and only, get information from a website or a source that's fucking 30 years old, it can be pretty frustrating and ridiculous.
Yeah, it's super annoying when people cite a bunch of really old information. Or even better, when they get all high and mighty
Yes,
about,
that
why
yep.
don't you go read a book about fish keeping? I'm like, well, which one? Are you talking about the 40-year-old one behind you? Because that shit is old information.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what the fish are like now. Like,
They
we've
think
had
that
40
one
years of
source
breeding on that
is
species.
fucking God's words himself. Fucking, it's ridiculous.
Or people not understanding the difference between anecdotal and scientific data.
Yep.
But I know this one guy who's had a fish tank for 47 years, and this is what he does.
Yep.
Okay.
I deal with that a lot. Um,
How often do your clients argue with you about the stuff that you know?
Not very often because I have access to whatever information I need right at the tip of my fingers. Through all my school books, it's all right there. Everything else like that, and I will straight up sit them down and show them right to their face to face, what I mean, and make them understand. And beyond that, if they don't want to understand beyond that, then I just won't work with them. So
Oh my gosh. If I could just not work with people. Oh, that's a pretty sweet gig you got there.
I like it. I wasn't expecting it to progress as fast as it did, but definitely have to stand up for yourself in this because people can fucking walk all over you, especially if you get a decently educated rich man who just thinks you're a peasant. You know what I mean? You got to be able to stand up for yourself, and you have to also watch out for the safety of your animals and your reputation. So
How tall are you?
I am 6'3", maybe 6'3.5". I'm not too sure.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Is
tall.
it different being up there?
A little bit. I hit my
Yeah.
head a lot.
Do you see a lot of bald spots?
I do, and it bothers the shit out of me, but it's better than seeing up people's noses.
Hmm. I'm not short, but I'm shorter than you. And I'm shorter than a number of people, more people than I would like to be shorter than. And I do see my fair share of boogers.
See what I mean? I'd rather see a bald
Mm-hmm.
spot than a fucking booger.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yes, it is. It is. And I don't just work in like my immediate area. My work area is up to like 4 hours away. So I mean, that's all the way over halfway into Michigan. And fuck, I could make it to Chicago almost. Really. But that all comes down to how much you're willing to pay me, because I'm not cheap. Average, just for your average maintenance service from me is $160 an hour. That's my average rate. Um, Being a professional, you don't want to take an hour and make them pay $160. No, you work fast, you work efficient, and you work proper, and you work professionally. So if you're willing to pay for that on top of the travel expenses to get to wherever, I'll go wherever the fuck you want. Honestly, as long as it's not out of state, and if it is, I just gotta get the right permits. So a lot of people up here on the lake, all the rich people that come in here seasonally, There's a lot of what I work with. And then I work with a lot of like hotels and restaurants and stuff like that. 3,000 gallons at a Marriott hotel. So
How many doctor's offices or dentist's offices?
3. Yep. You got a little shitty Chinese restaurant one that I take that's got angels in it that are over 15 years old and about the size of a fucking dinner plate.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. The person who owns it's like 73 and he can't, and the tank's weird. It's like 2.5 feet wide, but it's fucking 4.5 feet tall. It is weird. It's one of the weirdest tanks I've ever seen. And
Seems like it would be real tippy.
it is, and it's only like I don't know if it was 1.5 to 2 foot front to back. So it was interesting, but I take care of that tank. Yeah, that's pretty cool. When I first walked in, I remember that was one of my first customers. When I walked in, that tank was just all cloudy and stuff. You could tell, and it just had a pretty decent bacterial outbreak and stuff like that. And I walked up to him and I offered to clean it up for him for free. He was like, "Hell yes, I'm too old to get my ass up there, and I'm afraid that thing's gonna fall on me." And that's kind of just where it all started.
That one restaurant is where it all started, or
No, it's one of my first. I mean, it was my very first customer. Yeah, because I'm fucking what ass angelfish in that stupid ass tank. It's so deep. I have to drain like 3/4 of it just to be able to reach my arm to the bottom. Without, I mean, if I don't, I literally am sticking like up to my shoulders in the tank underwater. So
now this is normally something we talk about on ladies' night, and it's kind of been like a ladies only sort of thing. None of the guys ever chirped up before, but you get in a lot of tanks. Do you ever get a wet boob? Man boob, peck, wet peck.
fuck yeah, fuck yeah,
The struggle is real.
dude. I wish I could hire some decent titty chick to only wear a white shirt and do water changes for me all day
What
long.
movie was that? Oh
Deuce
God.
Bigelow.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Mm-mm. Makes me want to watch it. Have you seen the second one?
I
Oh,
didn't know there was a second one.
I'm not even gonna say anything. You go watch that second one. You're gonna laugh your damn ass off.
Done.
It is hilarious.
S says this is the legendary store I've been heading about.
Tell you what, it's nothing worse
Well,
though having to
then.
clean a pond though, and like you just it's cold and it's wet and it only comes up right to the bottom of your balls. And it fucking sucks.
The
What
worst
what
thing
really
is
sucks is
like,
jumping into the fucking big tanks at the zoo because I mean I'm not wearing a fucking a wetsuit. I'm just wearing a regular ass fucking surf suit pretty much with a face mask that has an airline running to it. That water is like anywhere from like 45 to 55 degrees, man. That shit's cold.
that's like the Pacific Ocean.
Yep.
Other
My
places, they
balls feel
have
like raisins
warm
after I
beaches.
get in there. It's pretty terrible. After a few minutes, it's not so bad though.
Shrinkage!
Oh yeah, for real, man. No, it's not no
There is
shrinkage.
something.
It's like receding up into your stomach edge. Like it's terrible, dude.
Got something in my throat.
Pretty much.
What is your favorite water temperature to work in?
I like working in the super, super, super like tropical waters. Like it's like the Australian reef. Some of the waters there get up to like 80, 89 degrees. And it's nice to work in. It's relaxing because it's kind of warm.
Because that's still cool, though.
Kind of. I mean, yeah, I think it's only 10 degrees cooler than your body temperature, technically. It's better
Yeah,
than
but I
jumping
like it
in
hot.
55-degree fucking water. Oh, I do too. I like to burn the skin off my fucking back when I'm in the shower, but to work in, man, it's better than working in ice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So in Oregon, when you go to the coast, the trick is trying to get above, like in the water to like past your genitals because it's so fucking cold that you can like walk out there. But once it starts getting to the Netherlands, like
You just
forget
go
about
real
it.
quick. Yep.
Yeah, you either have to like just jump in and like cannonball and like hit the
Mhm.
sand and like be immersed, or like it's not really gonna happen.
If the aquarium set the system up right, a lot of good aquarium systems are set up with good lighting, like naturalistic lighting above them, and it has the same effect in a tank. It's pretty neat. That
Oh,
layer,
80
that
is the temperature for most indoor pools that are heated on average. I like hot tub temperatures though.
oh fuck yeah, dude! I have a
Or
blow up
better
hot tub.
yet, hot springs. Do you
Hmm.
guys have hot springs in Ohio?
Not that I know of.
Hmm.
Got a
You
blow
have
up hot tub though.
you have a blow up hot tub?
Yeah, Coleman's blow up hot tub fits two
I
people.
saw that.
Yep,
That's
they're
pretty
great.
dope.
They're not too bad at all. It's nice.
We have like a bunch of hot springs here. So Oregon is like the coolest place ever because we have the Pacific Ocean coast.
Right.
We have year-round snow and skiing on Mount Hood. We
Good.
have temperate rainforest. We have the high desert, and it's really pretty here.
Fuck. Lucky son of a bitch.
I can literally like day trip to the beach, to the mountaintop, or down to like the playa, like the Alvord Desert and the hot springs down there in a day.
I can travel from Canada to Kentucky in a day.
Well, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Do you know what parallel you're on?
Fuck if I know.
I'm on the 45th parallel. It's exactly between the equator and the North Pole.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I honestly never thought to look about it.
I think the only reason why I know is because it's like a big thing that it's halfway in between exactly, and there's signs.
Yeah, they're all through history and stuff, like ancients and stuff used to fucking align all their buildings and stuff with equator lines and shit, like lateral lines and shit like that. I don't know.
S says Ohio is not as bad as Misfit portrays it. It's something about living in Ohio that causes everyone to hate Ohio.
No, bro.
So it
No,
might be bad.
no, no, man. No.
No,
Like,
man.
all right. There is more junky, crackhead, white trash motherfuckers I've ever seen in Ohio than anywhere across this entire country.
Oh my gosh, we have those people
And no,
too.
oh no, oh no. Like, like the the YouTube videos, like uh crazy things at Walmart.
Oh yeah.
That's Ohio on a regular. That's Ohio. Like that's Ohio.
S, is this true? Is it really that bad?
It's pretty bad. And if it's not that, it's a bunch of rich snobby fucks.
Ew.
There's
That's
a
kind of a terrible
few
combination.
there's a few cool things to do here and there. Like going but even then, like you're still surrounded by all that bullshit. And then drugs are super bad over here as well. Real bad.
Do you have tweakers?
Oh my god, everywhere, dude.
We have
Everywhere.
so many tweakers. They break into the ground and steal parts of the sewer system.
We got we got a bunch of fucking heroin junkies too, dude. The fucking motherfuckers nodding out at the fucking stop signs and shit. Or
Dude, we decriminalized all the hard drugs, and literally people will be standing on the corner shooting up. It's
it's
like,
fucked.
and I'm like giant tree hugging snowflake liberal. So I'm all about like social programs to provide housing for people that can't
Right,
provide it for themselves, and I have a
right.
lot of empathy. But when I'm
Mm.
driving to work at 5:30 a.m. watching people stand on the corner shooting up, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What is happening here?
What gets
What
me
are
is
we doing?
I'm walking down the road. Okay, I live like where I live. I can walk right. I live about a football field away from a gas station. Like, and along the way, there's like an open field. You know, my daughter plays there, right? When I'm walking through the sidewalk that runs along that field, and I count three different fucking needles and stuck in the fucking cracks of the sidewalk just between here and there, I got a fucking problem. You know what I mean? And then
It
like
says, I feel like it's gotten worse over the last couple years, but you can always go run into the cornfields to get away.
you can't do. There's so many fucking cornfields here, dude.
What is it about running backwards through cornfields? Doesn't corn like cut you up?
Hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah, it does.
Yeah, here we have lots of trees and lots of Christmas tree fields.
There's quite a
Also,
few Christmas
lots
tree
and
farms around
lots
here.
of strip clubs. Tons of strip clubs.
We have tons of strip clubs too, but they're all like fucking crab shacks.
Ooh, there's a crab shack right next to my work.
And the
It's
one
called
that's around me
Columbia
is
Strip. And it's
the
like
one.
one of the places that if you go in there, you have to bring extra money because it's pity tipping, which means like $5 on the rack instead of two. Because,
Right,
like, you know.
there's one close to me called Club Raj. It's an all bright ass hot pink building, and literally, it's just fat bitches. Like I mean that in the nicest way possible. I'm calling strippers bitches. That's what I mean. Just a bunch of fat strippers, man. Like fat. Like you're gonna afraid you're gonna break the table kind of fat. And
Mm.
back in the day, my grandfather and all his friends used to tell me stories about him and his buddy, or not him and his buddy, but a couple of his buddies catching fucking crabs from the place. And ever since then, they called it the Crab Shack, and it kind of stuck around this whole area. So now everybody calls it the fucking Crab Shack. And it is one of the very few fucking uh, strip clubs that I know that has a full on fucking buffet. Like it's fucking
Oh,
gross.
hell no.
Yeah, it's gross.
Dude, there's a salad bar at this one strip club where they make amazing steak. Like their steak is so amazing that this strip club has a walk-up window for ordering food.
Really?
Yes, but inside they have a salad bar and like who no. Nope, not that. Mm-mm. I've been in my fair share of strip clubs and like one does not eat at the rack or eat things that are left uncovered on the bar floor,
I just
not like
don't
on
go
the
to
ground
strip
floor.
clubs. I'm not that kind of guy. I hate strip clubs. I've only ever been there for like bachelor parties for friends and shit. Never for myself. Closest thing to a strip club I ever went to is this place called fuck, I can't remember the name, but it was like Hooters, but a barber shop. That
Did
was
they
pretty
like
neat.
Rub their boobies
Oh,
on your
fuck
head?
yeah, they did, dude. Fuck yeah, they'd
Well, I
sit on your
mean,
lap and cut your hair and shit. It was great.
all I can think about is all of the little bits of hair. I'm like, oh, that seems like a bad
Yeah,
idea.
there's that, but I mean, you got some fat fucking titties in your face, and you're a happy motherfucker.
Boobs. Like, who doesn't like boobs? Even girls who aren't into girls think boobs are cool.
This was in Toledo, a part of Toledo, Sylvania, Toledo.
Casual Aquatics says stacks of money and crabs. I don't think stacks of money are going around in the places where you get crabs. I don't know.
Can you
I don't really
exchange?
like strip
Can the
clubs as
crabs be used as a form of currency?
ew.
Can
No.
you make that happen?
Oof.
I'm just.
Oof.
Well, you said he's got an abundance of crabs earlier. I just wondered, hey man, want some crabs? Just imagining the scenario of it. Dude, Toledo is a shithole, man. You ever been to the Agora, S? The music theater or the music hall?
Nope. He has not.
We go to a shit ton of concerts there every year.
But
Yeah,
Toledo is wild. So many people die there.
they really do.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
That's pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like crime or overdoses or
All of the above.
yikes?
Yeah, lots and lots of drugs too. Lots of drugs.
Yeah, I mean, after tonight's conversation, Ohio sounds super great.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But you do get a lot of snow, right?
Some not anymore. We used to. It hasn't snowed one time yet this year. Not for me, anyways.
See, we used to not get snow very often here, and now we get it all the time.
I wish. My daughter has never seen a white Christmas.
My son thinks it's weird when we don't have a white Christmas. And he's 15.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
1 second here. I gotta grab something to drink. I'm dying.
See you in a little bit, Bunny. Or later.
Hey, S, who says I'm not already? Ha 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 ha.
Just wait, Misfit. You'll get 12-inch in no time. He must be talking about the fish. Casual, I don't even know what you're saying. He don't do strippers, never said anything about escorts. Very professional, LOL. Wow. Y'all men. Tell you what. He was talking about snow. You'll get 12 inches of snow in no time.
I know I was.
That's not what I thought he was talking about. I thought he meant fish.
I mean, fuck you both. I mean, they're all three talking about different things, then. Shit.
How do you decide what you're going to do in people's tanks? Do they dictate it? Do you, like, how does that go?
That's up to them. If they want me to plan everything out, as long as it looks decent and they give me a general idea of what they want, I'll do everything. But if they want certain thing, or there's certain species of fish, certain species of plant, or a certain aquascape or a style, I'll do it. Um, I'm one of those type of. I'll sit down and actually plan out every little detail with my customer. And I also have a tablet that has a list and pictures of all of the equipment, all the tanks, all the substrates, and all the species of fish, lighting, and everything that they're able to pick through what they want, ranging from different prices. Okay, I carry, or my wholesalers and stuff have anything from Aquion to fucking ADA. So keep it pretty open. Yeah, they're in control in that matter. But like I said, they want me to do everything. I will too, from planning to setup. Even you want to pay me to maintain your tank for you, I'll come and feed your fish too. I don't give a fuck. You want to pay for it though.
$160 an hour to feed fish. I do it for free. You got this shit figured out, man.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, it's not really worth my time to go show up and make $20 and waste my gas and my time and everything. But with that, like, no matter what I do, I'm at least making some sort of profit, which is what I need to make sure I do, because it's very easy in a maintenance business like this to lose money in that aspect. And it's hard to tell exactly what you need, because you don't want to sound overpriced and everything else. Because trust me, like, nobody wants to hear, oh, I work for $160 an hour. Like that'll make me lose business. I can't necessarily say that, but the thing is, I have to be efficient, and I have to be decent at it and good with it when I'm efficient. Meaning, I have grown very well at cleaning 75, 120, 210 gallon tanks in the matter of 10, 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I do for my fish room. I do all those water changes in one day with a Python. I don't use auto water change, nothing. I use a Python. So that kind of helps practice keep me flowing and stuff like that. And because I'm able to do that, I'm able to get everything. And I do pretty well with it. Makes some nice looking tanks.
What's the biggest thing you've learned? Oh, wait, before I ask that, has having an aquarium maintenance business negatively impacted your fish keeping hobby?
No, not at all. It's improved it. It's allowed me to work with species and do things that never even nobody would be able to fucking do otherwise. I've worked with octopus, cuttlefish, alligators, monitors. I mean, some of the most rare species of snakes on the planet, some of the most venomous snakes on the planet, and I wouldn't have been able to do any of that if it wasn't for any of this. So,
That's sick.
and on top of that, as a fish person, who the fuck doesn't want as many tanks as they could possibly fucking have? And I have that. You know what I mean? Whether I want it or not. So it allows me to do whatever I want, and that's what I've always wanted. So seasonal demands, yeah. It usually slows down around this time. during the winter and stuff like that. Usually around this time, I really just start doing just general maintenance stuff for my regular customers. It starts picking up more again in April, March, stuff like that.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned?
How to talk to people. Honestly. Are you talking generally or fish keeping wise?
Anything.
Yeah, and talking to people. Never really been good at talking to people. I get choked up a lot, and I'm sure you guys have seen me do it tonight. Like sometimes the right words don't come out of my mouth the way they should, and through you know what I mean, losing customers and stuff like that because fucking up my wording and not, you know what I mean. It's helped me and pushed me to want to talk to people as well. So it's one of my biggest lessons. So I already learned all of my biggest lessons for fish keeping and stuff I learned in school. So and through my own experience already keeping fish. Yeah.
So, Brennan,
What's up?
we have been grilling you for 3 hours and 21 minutes, almost on the nose. Do you have any questions for me or for the people in chat?
I mean, I hope you guys had fun. I know it wasn't too fancy or anything. I don't have any backgrounds or nothing like that, but I don't really have any questions. But I just hope everybody had fun and enjoyed themselves. Got to know me a little bit. I know I'm always just kind of randomly popping in everywhere. So hopefully they see you next time too.
It's good to have you popping in randomly everywhere.
I try to make everybody's. It's just hard. How busy I am.
Well, it's good having you around. And thanks for sharing with us.
Not a problem. Thanks for helping me with this. Fuck, dude. I didn't even know what to say half the time if it wasn't for you asking me questions. So
No problem. It has been a pleasure. Also, it is way past my bedtime. I have fully turned into a pumpkin with no neck.
yeah, all right, guys. You guys have a good night, and I'm not quite sure when I'll see you next, but I'll be in the next few days for sure. So good night, guys.
Good night.